Star Report. I am your host, Star, PKA Troy Terrain. It's Tuesday evening. All right, you see the title. Mike Jeffries, the former CEO of Abercrombie and Fitch, has been arrested. He has been released on bond, in case you don't know. 15 unidentified alleged victims have accused him of all sorts of unspeakable acts going back to 2008 up until 2015. From 2008 up until 2015. His lawyer, I have to say, I like how his lawyer is moving already. He was, again, arrested in Florida, released at West Palm Beach. His lawyer came out of the courthouse and he came over to the cameras and he said, this matter will be held in there. He pointed to the courthouse, not here, and kept it pushing. That's how a lawyer is supposed to move, not explaining about bottles of baby oil and, rebuttaling the trolls and all sorts of nonsense. Now, ever since this story broke earlier today, I have been seeing multiple content creators, you guys, yo, did he tellin'? Did he snitching? I don't know. There's a possibility, but I ain't here to entertain all of the bullshit tonight. Call in with your conspiracy theories. Mike Jeffries, was he a friend of Diddy's? Some type of sexual deviant associate? So that's my main topic. A former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO arrested on trafficking charges. Also, guys, two showrunners this evening because White Boy Rory, my friend, he and I were talking yesterday. And he said, yo, OG, I'm sending you a donation, a nice donation. He spent Skrill. He says, I want to talk about, is the black man scared to crash out for his queen? That's what Rory said, okay? So we'll discuss that shortly. But right now, Eminem to introduce Barack Obama at the Kamala Harris rally, okay? Kamala, to be precise, for those who still can't pronounce her name. What do you think? Do you care? That's in Detroit. Eminem has made his feelings known over the years with regards to hating Donald Trump, and he has the right to, speak his mind. But making a bold statement, or was this expected? In Detroit, a rally for Kamala Harris, and he's introducing Barack Obama. Obama, who just caught hell from black men, nationwide with regards to the way he was speaking to them in Pittsburgh, and waving his finger and saying, arms folded. His body language was crazy. I may have a problem with that. Talking about, if black men don't support Kamala Harris. All right. So that's my show this evening. Let me say this. Rory is my friend, but if you need to take that white boy's head off, do it. That white boy uses the N-word. He talks crazy. Don't cut him no slack. If he says something crazy that you don't like, call in, get at him. This is just entertainment. Nobody is, pulling up, although he has made his address available to Gangsta Love and a few other people. I have to say that. Don't think that, I won't let you get at that white boy, You are my first caller. Good evening. 626, a few topics on the table. Are you there? Are you ready? 626.
Yo, Star, what's up? What's up? It's Sever.
I'm sorry, who's this?
626. It's Sever from 626 CVR, man. What's good?
Hey, man, how you been? It's been a while.
Dude, I went through both of the hurricanes. All that shit, man. You're good on expletives tonight? I can use them?
Well, just take it easy. Now, for those who don't know you,
okay.
You go by the name CVR, and if you're chewing food, I got to get you out of here. Don't call me chewing food, my first goddamn caller. You follow me?
Copy, Star.
Yeah. So you're in Florida. Niggas ran down on you once upon a time. Are you still homeless?
I survived the hurricanes, OV. So I went over to South Carolina for Greenville, right? I was up in Greenville working, and then what was it? Helene hit. Then I went the next week, and then Milton hit. So I've just been surviving the hurricanes, doing what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? When I was up in
you're a day laborer. Now, hang on a second. I do have topics. I want to stay on topic. First, former Abercrombie and Fitch CEO. Are you up to speed on the topic?
Nah, but I want to talk about the Eminem issue because man. Man, what's up with him?
Well, it's not an issue. He's introducing Barack Obama at the Kamala Harris rally. Come on, man, get on topic because you have a tendency to like go all over the place. You're my first caller. Don't kill the vibe. Come on.
Word. Okay, so introducing Kamala, dude, is a foul, and I'm gonna say why. So, you know, I heard the death of Slim Shady. You know what I'm saying? I did the review and everything, and he had a line on what was it? I think it wasn't on Fuel. It was on Road Rage. He had a line on Road Rage about like, yo, him being in the blue color with the gold fringes, and I was like, dude, why are you still pushing this? You talking like when it comes out to M talking about being a shill for the Democrats is what made his career go in the it just kind of
right.
like that. You know what I'm saying? Back in 2017 when he came out with Revival, he's like, yo, I cut my fan base in half on Kamikaze because he was talking about being against Trump and going for Joe Biden.
Right. So he's become a tool, kind of like how Chuck D from Public Enemy has become when he was supporting Bernie Sanders. Right.
I was not aware that Chuck D promoted Bernie Sanders. Actually,
go ahead.
I had one conversation with Chuck D, and we got into an argument about Marcus Garvey. So that was it.
Okay, stick with Eminem.
Right.
I don't care about your conversation with Chuck D. Come on.
It was lit though. But about M, yeah. So like I was, me having family from Detroit and me, having love for the city of Detroit, the big three, when it comes down to General Motors, Chrysler, and Ford. Well, not really Ford, but they got like the GTs. Bottom line is just like, yo, like it's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, M's not really from Detroit. We all know he's from Missouri. You know what I mean? He moved over there when he was in high school. I don't. It's foul. You know what I mean?
Well,
I don't like it.
Hang on. Slow down. Now he reps Detroit, and that's a great thing. So you're bothered by his supporting Kamala Harris and bringing out Barack Obama. Wrap this up, please. I got other calls in the queue. CVR.
Word. Yeah. I think it's foul on M's part. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But that's basically all I gotta say. Peace, Star. Glad you picked up.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. You guys remember CVR? Good guy. Was he in Jacksonville somewhere? And some niggas ran down there, put him in the hospital, but he's a good sport. He called in, he spoke about it. What's up, white boy? Rory.
Yo,
what's up, man? What's cracking?
What's up, Jay? What's going on?
All right, so listen, I told my audience you and I are friends, but if somebody wants to call in and get at your white ass, I'm letting them, right? We rock.
Ain't nobody ducking no smoke from no goddamn black dudes. Ducking no smoke from those zesty ass black dudes. Yo, I seen Eminem. Oh my God, how corny is this dude?
Yeah, that's corny.
How corny is it? And the Democratic Party couldn't be any more lame, man. I mean, they're desperate now. They got two fake black guys, Obama, and two wannabe black guys, Obama and Eminem, supporting a wannabe black girl who's really Indian. This whole thing is crazy. The Democratic Party is in shambles. You know what they did? They left Black America, and Black America is not stupid. They imported millions and millions of people.
Right.
They got on the LGBTQ train, the Muslim train, every other train,
right,
and left Black America in the dust. And now they want to pull up fake black people to try to get them to vote for a fake black president.
Yeah.
That's how crazy we've gotten. If I want to say to the listeners real quick, if you want a fake black mammy in the White House as opposed to a real nigga from New York, you go ahead and vote for that goddamn bed wench if you want to. And you see how far she's going to leave your people behind. All of us. Not just all of us are going to be.
You sound like Judge Joe Brown. He's been going 10 toes down on Kamala Harris. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, I mean, at this point, it's ridiculous. We got bringing out white rappers to get the black vote. Is that what we're doing? We're bringing out white rappers to get the black vote.
That's what they're doing.
He's the fakest white dude I ever saw, Eminem. I never liked him. I always thought his rhymes were corny. It was like nursery book rhymes. you know, he, ha, ha, you know, I hate my mom and all of this. How do black people gonna relate to some dude who hates his mom? Right. You know, wants to kill his mom? You know, so I just don't get it. It's so far-fetched. They know Trump is taking this election. The poll numbers are BS. You know, I think Trump is way up in every state. And to be quite honest with you, the rest of us don't care what the hell broke-ass, miserable, depressed Detroit votes for. Nobody cares.
Okay. All right, so stop right there. Stop right there, because I want us to try and stay on topic before we go completely off the rails. All right, so listen, you and I were talking yesterday, and somehow we got on the topic of, is the black man scared to crash out? You fix that echo in the background first, Rory, okay? You got to do that. Fix echo in the background. I think David D. Cordova sent me an email about the guy who, you know, he was crying about he sold songs to Elvis Presley for like $50 or $100. And I responded to David and I said, yeah, that's called business. And then he sends me another email. I forget what it was about, but so then you and I were talking, and you came up with, is the black man scared to crash out? Can you elaborate? Because, you know, I mean, listen, you call in, you talk reckless, other people talk reckless, but you wanted to address this. What do you want to start? Showrunner.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, black people do not crash out. They talk all that tough stuff, but they don't crash. You didn't see them. You never seen them pull a January 6th Capitol riot. You know what I'm saying? When the George Floyd riots hit, that was all white people burning down the police departments and stuff. Black people were just looting. They weren't crashing out. They don't ever crash out. You don't see black people doing jailbreaks or prison breaks or anything like that. They're not crashing out. They know that this country is the land of milk and honey. And when they hear stories and they see, video and YouTube videos of how they're living back in Africa, they are not going to crash out for nothing over here. They are never going to crash out like that. They're not going to go against the system. Okay. You know, the most black Americans, the furthest black Americans will crash out was they might like march across the bridge in Selma and sing "We Shall Overcome." You know, maybe that's about the most they'll crash out. You know what I'm saying?
All right, let me jump in right there, because we were having a discussion, and then I was talking about, you know, the black man, in my opinion, should crash out for the black woman more, the black queen, right? I said crash out for your queen, because, you know, these white boys, these young incels, I mean, I don't condone what they do, but they run up in the goddamn schools, they crash out, you know, shoot everybody. If somebody's, you know, if too many black guys are dating white girls, it's a mental thing. You went through that, right? So you see a big black guy,
well, you know,
smashing a white girl, got her ankles behind her neck, you know, you crash out.
Yeah, well, you know, the truth is most of the white women that black men date are extremely overweight and fat, and, you know, put way too much mayonnaise on a potato salad. That's the type, you know, the ones who are already washed up. They don't really take care of themselves. They go out of the house, you know, with scrunchie in their hair and pajamas. That's, you know, like the throwaway type. You see a black guy, and he looks like a normal dude. He's walking down the street with a 350-pound white woman hanging off of her like he got some sort of prize.
Right.
It's like, look, my man, you know, she's looking around the street like, you know, like she's hot or something. It's like, man, go ahead, back up to the house with that. You got that one, you know. You could have that one.
All right. So hang on.
Yeah, but yo, son, when you saw the difference, real quick, you saw the difference between the Democrats and Trump. You know, Trump had Tommy the Hitman Hearns came up on stage.
I saw that.
That was supporting him. That's a real Detroit dude. That's a real Detroit dude.
I saw that.
You know, and Trump was the one who got Kwame Fitzpatrick out of 20 years in prison. Not no Democrat. Obama was up in there 8 years. Right. And Trump came in and got Kwame.
Trump got he got Kodak Black out. A host of others.
Say it again.
Kodak Black. Trump got him pardoned.
He got Kodak Black, Little Wheezy. He got his punk ass out. So, Trump actions speak louder than words, and I just, that's why I say black people won't crash out for nothing because they're still voting Democrat, and Democrats don't like them.
Yeah.
So, don't make no sense, man. It don't make no sense.
Well, listen, man, I want you, can you stick around? I mean, I want other people to call in, and if they want to respond to what you're saying, not that they have to go back and forth with you, but I want them to speak freely. Should I put you on hold, or do you want to call back? What do you want to do?
Yeah, we're good.
Area code 313. Are you there? Good evening. A few topics on the table.
What up, though? What up, though?
Yes, sir.
Hey, what up, though, man?
What's up?
Yeah, I caught the tail end of what Warren was saying, right? And Eminem, like, he's not in real Detroit. Tommy, I'm from Detroit. I'm in Detroit right now.
Okay.
I done ran into Tommy Hitman Hearns about 3 times.
Okay.
I actually lost money with that nigga at the casino one time. We gambling at Motor City. But that's beside the point. You feel me? Like, I ain't gonna hold up the line too long. I can't wait till November 5th to get this girl out of here, put Trump back in office, and it's gonna be a landslide. I mean, it's gonna be so lopsided. Like, I just can't. The whole state, the whole country gonna be red. I guarantee it, bro.
Did you vote already? I voted last Thursday.
Oh no. I want to vote on the 5th.
Okay.
You feel me? I want to say I don't care how long the line is.
Right.
I'm going on the 5th. You feel? I want my sticker. You know what I'm saying? I got my man. It's gonna and I'm going to DC January 20th.
Nice.
Believe that.
Nice. Okay.
All right, no doubt, man. Be smooth.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, he just wanted to address the topic, the showrunner. Okay. Let me get that back on the screen, guys, because that is very, very important. Eminem to introduce Obama at Kamala Harris rally. Okay. Area code 210. Good evening. It's Tuesday. We're talking about a few topics. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing fine. How you?
I'm great. Where do you want to start?
Yes, with Eminem. I watched it on TV.
Okay.
And what Eminem said was just a little short little thing, and that's his hometown. So he got his opinion. He can support whoever he want to support. He never liked it Trump. So that's my feeling about Eminem. He's still one of the greatest rappers. So whatever his opinion is, that's his opinion. Just like you, Star, may have your opinion. Eminem also has his opinion.
Yeah.
So America, we got our first, that's our right to support whoever we want to support.
Yes.
So that's how I feel about Eminem.
Now, I didn't get a chance to...
He didn't say a whole lot, though. Like, he just introduced Obama.
Yeah.
And he said he doesn't care about retribution. He said that at the rally. He said he don't care. So Eminem is who he always been, and I really, really like Eminem for that. Because he is who he is. He don't care. White, black, whatever, he doesn't care.
Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Do you mind entertainers and actors and athletes speaking up and becoming more of the political process? Do you mind that? Or
yeah, it's fine because they just like us. They just entertain us. Some of them make more money. They just like us. They just speak up, more like if we go to the rallies, we there at the rallies, and then they just got like a lot of more swag or whatever you call it, but they can speak up.
Some of them, a large amount of them do take money to endorse.
Well, he's not because he already got money. They're not. They're just a rumor that they got. But like I said, I don't know who that guy is, whoever that guy was, Warrior, whoever, I don't know who he is.
Don't worry about him. Don't worry about him.
Obama pardoned more blacks than Trump ever did. Obama pardoned like thousands of people. So just because Trump pardoned like some rappers or whatever, but Obama pardoned a lot of people. He's the one that pardoned a whole bunch of black people.
Okay. So
it really doesn't matter. I don't care for Trump. So
gotcha.
That's my opinion.
I appreciate the call. Any thoughts on the former CEO trafficking charges? Do you think Diddy told? Ooh, Diddy snitching.
I think I don't know if Diddy told. I think they already was looking into that already.
Yeah.
I think so. They was already looking into it.
Okay. I appreciate the call.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Bye now.
Bye.
She stayed focused on what she wanted to talk about. I can appreciate that. Area code 347. Good evening. We're discussing a few topics. On a Tuesday night, are you there? 347.
Hello.
Hey.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great.
Nice
How about
to
yourself?
speak with you. Thank you for taking me up. I just want to, I don't understand why we're so surprised that Eminem or any of these celebrities are all supporting Democrats. They're showing us that we want you to vote for Democrats. I don't understand why we haven't opened our eyes to this kind of brainwashing as the culture. This is what they're trying to do. Why are they doing this? Why are they making us, why is Meg Thee Stallion twerking at the rally? Why is Eminem doing this? Okay, why is all of this happening? Are we not sort of realizing that there's something behind this?
I think that more people are conscious and aware of the celebrity endorsement and the fact that people do things for not just money but positioning and favors, if you will. I think a lot of people are aware. I mean, I don't think that it really translates that well, celebrity endorsement with regards to votes. Do you?
That's my point of calling, because I'm feeling like it's not translating that well.
It doesn't.
And I don't feel like the only person, especially in the culture, that's feeling this way. Like, come on. We're starting to opening our eyes.
Mm-hmm.
We're opening our eyes. We're realizing that, I'm just going to make it, try to make my point the best way I can.
Stay with me. Your point is very well taken. Somewhere, if I had to guess, early 90s, maybe even farther back, celebrities became more open with regards to their support. And again, taking money and wanting favors. And of course, politicians, all of them are professional liars. They're all tools. They're tools. So yeah, so they will do things. They will show up at events, rallies such as this one. They will make commercials. You remember that whole vote or die campaign back in, 2004? I'll Google it. Remember vote or die? That was
yes. As you see, and it's that's what I'm saying. After all these years, we're sort of getting played with in your face.
Citizen change. Vote or die.
Yeah. It's like, okay, so I'm starting to realize that I want, I talk to some people and they're just like, you're crazy. These conspiracy theories, the Jay-Z's, the Beyonce's, all of this is nonsense. Sorry what happened to Diddy, but you need to realize that these are good people. I'm like, oh, wait, no. There's a lot of things that we need to open our eyes to. I will never accuse anyone of doing anything unless there's proof, and that's it. But, I feel like for Diddy, that tape enough, to me, was just enough proof alone, even though there's so many more horrific things he's accused of. Never, ever would blame or say anything. But that tape alone, Jay-Z and Beyonce, maybe we don't see things right away or we don't see immediate proof. Mm-hmm. That's why I feel like we shouldn't go out and, and I see why Pierce did what he had to do. But at the same time, this woman, Agra, right, has the right for her things to be proven as well. We should hear her out. I understand what happened with, you and, but the things that she said, I think that there should still be proof. She does have witnesses and these things are,
I was just about to say, if I can jump in, having the right to say something. Hang on, I want to respond to what you're saying. Having the right to say something is one thing, but making unfounded, baseless, wild accusations simply because, people enjoy the bullshit, that's something totally different. She's made some really, really harsh allegations over the years, and she's produced nothing. So if you just want to be entertained, okay. But, at some point you have to start, producing things because people do enjoy the bullshit. They enjoy the bullshit. But once you start attacking people's businesses and stuff like that, then it becomes an issue. But hang on a second. Let's go back for a second with regards to what you initially put on the table. Remember back in 2022, BLK presents No Voting, No Vucking, VUCKING. That was Trina and Saucy Santana. Did you ever see that horrible video, that political campaign?
A little embarrassed to say yes,
God. And I like Trina. Oh, do I like her? What a nice person. But that type of behavior to do what? To get people to vote, it had no impact. It had the exact opposite. Go ahead.
So, how horrific that was. I'm just going to say this to say that I am so happy that people are opening up their eyes to realize that there are ungodly people that run this world.
Yeah.
You're not, a presidency is a presidency, and people that at the end of the day realize who runs this world and realize at the end of the day, racism is non-existent. It's good or bad. Thank you, Star.
I don't agree with that, but thank you for calling. Thank you. Okay. I let her speak. Oh, God, that was horrible. No voting, no voting. God, that was horrible. Mr. Bizzle. Hold on a second. Did you send in a donation, sir? Okay. No, you just sent me a link, which I can't read right now, sir. But thank you so much. Area code 202. Sit tight. You're my next caller, 202. I need a Jets fan on the line. Come on, don't duck me. Don't duck me tonight. I have been asking the question ever since they signed Aaron Rodgers. Is he too old to do the job? Is he just looking for a bag? Did he come to New York in the tail end of his career, to do all of this talking, grandstanding, and he cannot get the job done? Can someone please send me a video? I just saw the story. I couldn't watch a video. Aaron Rodgers, yes, sitting on the sideline, eating his boogers, picking his nose, eating his boogers. What the hell was he thinking of, huh? As they got stomped by the Steelers. Oh, and if anybody wants to call in about the New York Liberty, they won the WNBA championship. Wow. Okay, let's get to it. Area code 202. It's Tuesday evening. Are you there? 202.
Yes, sir. How you doing?
I'm good, sir. Where do you want to start?
I guess we can start at Booger Rogers.
Oh my goodness. Are you a Jets fan?
Nah, no, I'm not at all, bro. What's how you doing, man? This is Myron Mag from DC.
Okay.
Hey,
but hang on. Since you brought it up, did you see the video? I saw the picture, but not the video.
I ain't seen none of that, but I would have thrown up if I did.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I gotta get to the topic first. The main topic. You have speed on it. Do you care?
You talking about Eminem, correct?
No. Abercrombie and Fitch. Maybe I'll change the topic if you guys want to focus on Eminem.
I'm not aware of that at all.
Okay. Maybe I'll change the topic. Yeah, Eminem introducing Barack Obama at Kamala Harris rally. Maybe we'll switch the topic around. Go ahead.
Well, my thoughts on that is I think people got to understand that I don't think these stars are asking to do this at all. I think people got to understand the political party Democrats are calling these people and asking them to do this or do that for their party. And I think it's fear because they have fear of rejecting, of doing anything like that because they don't want the same thing that happened to them that happened to, of course, Lil Wayne when he denounced BLM in that interview.
Yeah.
Because I believe after he did that, that's when you saw Lil Wayne's career his exposure start to diminish very rapidly.
Right.
And I don't think people was picking up on that.
Yeah. He also said that he never experienced racism, Lil Wayne. And yeah.
In that same interview, right?
Yes. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, sir, I was just agreeing with you, bro.
Yeah.
And I think in that same interview you said that. He said that a couple of times.
Yeah.
But I think so people got they're coming down on Eminem, Stevie Wonder, Usher, maybe some, Magic Johnson. I don't think these people are just coming step forward and say, I want to do this for Kamala Harris. no, I think the Democratic Party is putting pressure on them and doing this just by asking them.
Okay.
Because they understand by asking them and then rejecting, they don't want the fallout of their careers happening behind rejecting it, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, we have changed, American society, because once upon a time, who you voted for was a private thing. And one of my favorite artists, of all time, top 5, goddamn, Elvis. Elvis was big on saying, I don't feel comfortable supporting any political candidates. And there's interviews, you can see him. He just said, I don't want to do that. I'm just an entertainer. Go ahead. Elvis Presley said that.
Yeah. And, funny you say that. That's a good segue, because Eminem was call himself the rap Elvis, right? So,
well,
I think
at some point he said that, I'm sure, I forget where, but that's what they were calling him at first. Go ahead. He turned it around.
Yeah. Right. And then he used it. Mm-hmm. But I also believe that Eminem does have to stay in gracious terms with a lot of, say, black people. He think he may need to do that because a lot of the early on favor he got from award shows and things like that, a whole bunch of stuff. So I think Eminem just walks that line kind of carefully and say, what the hell with it? And they can use this space to grab some votes if possible.
If possible. I don't think it helps, but I appreciate the call, man.
I agree.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay. Good call there. Good call. Okay, nobody getting no smoke for Rory tonight? Area code 484. Good evening. Are you there on a Tuesday? A few topics on the table. 484. Yes, no, maybe. 484.
Yo, what's up? What's up, Star? How are you tonight?
How are you? It's cracking.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I see you talking about Eminem introduced Barack on the Detroit rally.
Yes, sir. Main topic. I've actually changed the topic. Nobody cares about the former CEO who's been arrested. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's interesting that the Democrats still using the same old tactics. I remember I saw on YouTube, Malcolm X talked about how they use athletes and entertainers, to get the black vote. And I noticed that Kamala first, she used Meg Thee Stallion, Quavo, and then now she's coming back with Eminem. And for some reason or another, we never seem to get that. We never seem to say, man, they still using the same old tactic. And for some reason or another,
who's we? So you keep saying we. Who's we?
Well, I would say mostly African Americans or black, because we traditionally. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm looking at you.
I'm listening. Go ahead.
No, yeah, I was saying traditionally, we normally vote the Democratic line. I personally, I know it's a private matter, but when I talk to people about Trump personally, I always talk about, character versus ability to lead. And for me, character is character. There have been many presidents before him, all Caucasian except for Obama, and their character is the character, but his ability to lead, I think that's the connection that he makes with a lot of people that, country feels safer, money in the streets, jobs, and things of that nature. So, now for me, if I was to vote, because I'm on the fence about it right now, I would go with the Republicans. I would go the other way.
Okay. If I can jump in, and I'm going to let you finish this up, voting used to be a private thing, and it's different now. I'm not saying that you shouldn't announce who you're voting for, because times are different, and the whole we label, I think it works against melanated people, because not everybody is from Africa in modern times. You have some people from different places, whether that be the Caribbean or South America, some people indigenous who were already here. That's what FBA talks about, right? Foundational Black Americans. So you say you're undecided about voting. What is going to prompt you or motivate you to vote, if you do at all? What's going to make you get up there?
Well, I mean, it's interesting that you asked that question. I don't know if you're familiar with, but I remember watching the article with Dick Gregory, and he talked about how he won the election in, I believe, '72, and they turned off the voting machines and said that it was a mistake. I don't know if you're familiar with that, right?
Yeah, but you know, that was a different time. You know, Dick Gregory, R.I.P. You know, different time.
Well, you know, for me, I did at one point in time really see or really believe that being a part of the process would help. However, for some reason or another, I can't wrap my mind around the fact that they're going to do anything, especially in my opinion, for melanated people, and based on the history, the tradition of the government, how they've been moving, you know, even the whole thing with the COVID vaccination. I mean, here's the $1 million question: where's Fauci? You know, I mean, like, this is, come on, man. Like, a lot has happened, and you want us to trust what? You know.
Can I ask, what is your lineage, sir? Are you American? Are you Caribbean? Where's your family from?
I'm the God. I'm a black man from America.
Okay.
I'm the God. You know, the knowledge of self. So you know, we know and understand.
Have you traced your lineage, sir? What you're saying sounds hot, but have you traced your lineage?
The furthest I've been able to go back, Star, to be quite honest with you, is probably 100 years, only because there are barriers. When you get to a certain point, you can't find anything because they've taken, stolen, hidden, or destroyed that information. So now, for me...
Hang on a second. So your ancestors were already here? You know what tribe you come from? Can you tell us what tribe?
No, that is what I've been trying to discover.
Oh.
But I know that we were here originally. I don't believe I was part of that so-called transatlantic slave trade where there were a few slaves that were brought over and dropped off at various places. But from my understanding, my family was already here. And I'm doing that research right now to try to locate it because there's land and property and things like that.
Have you ever been to a genealogy department with regards to your family?
No, sir. But that is what is being worked on as we speak. Me and one of my family members have gotten together and decided to take that route as opposed to just the regular.
With all due respect, sir, you're probably from Africa and you're trying to claim FBA. Respectfully.
You would have to show and prove that. So, you know, we show and prove that.
No, sir, you have to. The burden of proof is upon you. You're claiming you were already here. The burden of proof is upon you. You're saying you've traced, right? You went back 100 years. What tribe are you from, sir? Me, I can tell you, sir. Only half of me is from here. Some of my ancestors were indeed slave traders, sir. Yes.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you, man. It's tough, but we doing that. We're doing that research. You know what I'm saying? We're doing that research. So.
Well, sir, can you do the research and get back to us? But I appreciate the call. Go ahead and finish up.
I just want to say one other thing too. I watch your show a lot.
Thank you, sir.
I see it grow. I believe, to me, the callers need to.
Well, sir, don't critique my callers, sir. Have you sent in a donation before you start?
No, I am. I'm going to do it. Okay. Because you
do that, sir, and get back to us. Thank you, sir. Get back to us. You try to critique the callers, you ain't setting no scroll up in here. Troll babies, did we catch an FBA imposter talking about we was already here? Well, and you never been to a genealogy department? Hold on a second. White boy Rory, I don't think nobody wants no smoke with you tonight, man, other than Florida boy Jay. I'm not trying to start nothing, but, just you said, hold on a second. White boy Rory said, is the black man scared to crash out? That's what you said, right, white boy?
Yeah. I mean, I don't think FBJ wants no smoke with me. Once in a while, me and him, we go a little back and forth. Yeah. But you guys, all right, though. No, listen, I didn't mean to bring his name in like that. Yeah, he's cool. FBJ cool.
Fix the echo in the background.
He's sitting at home.
Rory, fix the echo.
No, I'm sure.
Fix the echo.
I'm sure he's at home. Listening to the show. dressed up like Ice Spice and crocheting a sweater for his.
All right, come on. Let's not do that. I didn't bring his name up for you to start going in on the attack. My question was.
Yeah, so
well, hold
let
on.
me just cut the say start.
Hold on. I think somebody wants to crash out on you. Fix the goddamn echo, white boy. I'll crash out on you. Tired of telling you.
How the fuck we got an echo?
Well, I don't know. You got your phone system, your headset. Hold on a second. Sunday, did you call to speak to me, or did you want to crash out on Rory? Sunday.
Oh,
yeah. I feel like everybody's afraid tonight to approach him,
how you
which
doing?
is crazy.
Say again.
You know, like somebody has to say it. It's not being said. Somebody has to say it.
Say what? Say what?
Rory is the biggest DL wigger I've ever heard call your line. He's absolutely annoying. He's so obsessed with black men. Black men are always in your mouth every time you call. You're worried about black men. You're a 70-year-old white man who's sleeping with lady boys from Asia that you have to pay for to get here. Why are you constantly talking about black men? It doesn't make sense to me. You're definitely a DL wigger if I've never seen one before. You're aggravating, like Jesus Christ. Just come out the closet.
I am
very transparent.
Sunday has stepped up to the plate.
I'm in my 40s, and you know that.
Keep it real.
I'm gonna let her talk.
You're in your 70s. You were in your 40s 30 years ago.
I was born in the 30s
30 years ago.
The 1930s.
Okay, I'm gonna put Rory's on hold. He's on hold, so you can speak. Go ahead, Sunday. Go ahead.
Rory was in his 40s 30 years ago. You're not in your 40s. You're a lie. First of all, I'm very open about my gayness. Be open about your gayness. You are a homosexual pretending to like women. All you do is talk about black men every single time you call. You don't even talk about women. I've been paying attention to you. You've never spoken about women. You only talk about black men. You like black dicks. You probably have a black dick in your dresser like Diddy did. Tell the truth.
Okay. Can I let him speak now? Sunday, thank you for chiming in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, sit tight. Okay. White boy Rory, Sunday has brought the smoke to you, with regards to your question, the showrunner.
Yeah. Oh, this Jezebel's just looking for some action off your boy. I'm telling you, the God's not true. You heard her. She kept saying all the things she's got. I've got to tell you, Rory's a really good-looking guy. Rory is a really attractive-looking guy. I would be attracted to Rory only that, I like getting trained out by 5 or 6 D-list rappers. So, he's not my type. That's the only thing she said. Now she's coming on here looking for points. Baby, everybody knows your spill. Everybody knows your spill. You used up, washed up, the uterus walls been collapsed. Like big collapse, like the wall in Germany. That's how it came down like that. You the type of a hoe that go into the bathroom and say, "Let me get my diaphragm," and they come out with something the size of a goddamn pizza box, like you got takeout from Domino's.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? So don't come at me like that, baby. Everybody already knows the reason you got your name, baby. We already know that. You got hot nuts on top of your head by 4 or 5 dudes. That's the last thing they see when they left the bomb-ass motel room that they left you in.
Okay, take a break, Rory. Take a
cheap motel
take a break. Let's Sunday speak. You called in to address his showrunner question. Sunday, you have the floor.
Yeah. So first of all, I never said Rory was ugly. There's a ton of attractive homosexual men. I didn't say you were ugly. I said you're a homosexual that likes big black dick. I did not say you were ugly. I said you are a 70-year-old attractive white man that likes big black cock up your ass. That's what I said.
Damn.
And first of all, if I was a hoe, let's keep it real. I want your whole audience to know this. Star would have spoken to me just like he did Roxanne the other night. He knows a hoe when he sees one. I've never sold pussy a day in my life, and I never will. I have what I admitted.
Sunday, please do not take shots at Roxanne. Don't do that. Come on.
Okay, I'm not taking shots.
Keep it
I'm
on
just
roll.
saying, Star would have called it out. If I was a hoe, he would have called it out. And let me tell you something. Because game recognizes game. Let me tell you something. I have told the truth since the moment I called in. I used to scam old white men like you when I was in my 20s. I never sold pussy. I used to rob white men like you.
Damn.
That's it.
Okay.
I never had sex with them. I left with a
Can I
bat.
bring Rory back in? Sunday, can I bring him back in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I will give you the last word, Sunday, because this is his showrunner question. And I thank you for calling in. Okay, Rory, you want to respond to what Sunday just said? She said you are a homosexual.
Yeah, I mean, she's trying her best, you know what I'm saying? But the reason you never sold no pussy, baby, is because nobody's buying pussy that's the size of the Lincoln Tunnel. You know what I'm saying? If you could drive through 2 cars through there, then nobody's buying it. That's like buying an old Mustang from 1978 that ain't got no engine in it. It's been dug out. What you gonna do? Put your dick under the hood and there's nothing in there to squeeze onto? I mean, come on, Sunday. You lost your virginity in elementary school. So we're talking to somebody who was born on this earth to be a hoe. That's what you did. There's a lot of women like you. You was born a hoe. Your father could control you. Your mother could control you.
All right, can we not bring the parents in? Rory.
Oh, please.
Don't bring the parents in. I'm going to give you 15 seconds to finish up, and Sunday will get the last word. This is your question, the showrunner. Go ahead, Rory.
Yeah, there's a reason why big plungers in her house in the bathroom kept going missing and turkey basters kept getting found in Sunday's closet as a teenager. By the time she was able to get out there in the world, that thing was already bust wide open, too wide for anybody, black or white.
All right. Hold on. I'm going to let Sunday respond. She will have the last word on this particular exchange. Sunday, thank you for calling in. You have the floor.
Yeah. First of all, I don't particularly agree with anything that he has to say. He's just making stuff up. When I lost my virginity at 18. I haven't had sex in 2 years. If I was a hoe, I would admit to that. I have no shame for my past. I've said the truth. I used to rob old white men like yourself when I was in my 20s, and I take no shame in that. I was a scammer, and I admit that. And I was a stripper, too, in Jersey, where you have to keep your clothes on. I admit everything. So for you to fabricate and make up stuff shows that you really have nothing on me. If anybody wants to see his photo, I have it. He's standing there with an Asian lady boy. You're a 70-year-old white man. And then you were taking pictures in front of somebody else's car to act like you had money, and you don't. I think it's really ironic that you continuously call this show, not just because Star's your friend, but you want to be connected to black men, which is the majority of his audience. You fantasize about black men, and you sit on big, giant dicks whenever you're not on the line. You just don't want to admit it.
Can I jump in, Sunday?
You need to keep it real.
Can I jump in? Okay. Rory, we actually have posted his pictures in the community section. He's not hiding. That's number one. But let me ask you this. I'm just asking a question. You said you used to rob older white men. Did you give them any type of a Mickey or something to make them knock out? Kind of like how, some people do.
I used to pretend to be a sugar babe, and there was no sugar. I never drugged anybody.
Okay.
I just had game. I would talk.
Okay.
I would show up looking like $1 million.
I had to
They would pay for my dinner.
I had to ask if
I'd
you
take them to
slipped somebody a Mickey.
To the ATM.
Okay.
No, never,
Gotcha.
never.
Okay.
They would drive me to the ATM and withdraw cash out of their account every time we met, and I never slept with any of them.
Nice.
If I was a hoe, I would admit it.
Gotcha.
I would admit it, just like I wish you would admit that you're a homosexual. I admit my gayness every time. Okay. You don't, and it's really pathetic.
Well, listen, you've addressed him. I'll let him chime in, but not too long with regards to what you've accused him of being, a homosexual, yada, yada, yada. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Sunday. Okay. Rory, Sunday's no longer on the line. She says she wishes that you would admit, she wants you to admit that you're a homosexual.
Yeah.
Go ahead, sir.
You know, this is what they do. You know, when you call a hoe out from the jump, I call this hoe out for the jump. There's not an old white man who paid her anything. Nobody's paying her nothing. She's a jump off. She goes for a little bit of drugs, and they tell her you're going to be a video, and you might be somebody one day. Nobody paying for that. Broke down, Lincoln Tunnel snatch that she got.
Listen, she's off the line, Rory.
Homosexual thing, come on, man. I'm not even going to address that.
She's off the line, but we have to give her credit.
Yeah,
she called in to address.
I mean, I don't really think about her that much.
Okay,
you know, she's just another hoe.
Hold on. She called in to address your question. Is the black man
an average hoe?
Is the black man scared to crash out? You want to hang on in case somebody else wants some smoke? I'm not rushing you off the line. Hold on.
Yo, we rolling tonight. I got a couple of drinks. We chilling. You know.
Sit tight. Okay.
Nobody cares.
All right, folks. That's my friend Rory. He's in the queue in case somebody wants to get at him. That's his question. Is a black man scared to crash out? We were talking yesterday about, you know, a bunch of things. And he started saying, yeah, you know, these black guys are scared to crash out for the black women. Okay. Thank you for your donation. Hang on a second. Mo, he says, I don't think celebrity endorse. Okay. It doesn't help. But this election season is different, and there is a lot at stake. Please read Agenda 47. I have, okay. The plan to reinstate, stop, frisk, state. Yeah. I'm kind of back and forth on that, man, with regards to stop and frisk, because we've now got a lot of people who are intent on taking this culture of chaos to the next level. And I don't believe that people's rights should be infringed upon, but we got to do something. We have to find out who's running around, walking around, driving around with illegal firearms. Boxing Logic, I got your donation. Give me a second. I will come back to you. Let me take a screenshot so I don't miss your donation, whoever you are, okay? Let me go to area code. I think this might be the Most High. Is that you, sir, tapping in? I need to speak to you. The Most High? Peace. What is going on with Aaron Rodgers, quarterback of the New York Jets? There's video footage of him sitting on the sideline. Was that at the Steelers game where they got stomped, picking his nose and eating his boogers?
He did like a play action booger munch.
Wow.
And if you really want me to keep it real without being funny,
please,
I'm gonna be honest with you, yo, Star. You know, you talked about your substance abuse challenges back in the days.
Yeah.
If you look, it looked like he was trying to get that last little piece of rock off his nose here, and then put it to his gums real quick, because it wasn't like a full finger dig inside the nostril. Right. It was right there, like the rim, and then he did something with the towel real quick, and then he went to like under his lip type pause. So I don't know, man. He looked like he looked like he washed, really, in all honesty.
So, what is the Jets' record right now? What is it? 2-5? What are they?
2-5. Looking bad, man. Looking bad. They doing bad out there.
Okay. They fired the coach, and who's the new coach? I forgot. Who did they promote? I forget.
Jeff Ulbrich.
Okay.
Jeff Ulbrich. He actually was a good running back a good linebacker when he was a player. But you know, to be honest with you, Star, like I said a couple of calls back, this is the New York Jets, who should be the New Jersey. This is the New York Jets. This is their culture for at least 50 years. The only thing they have in their whole history is Joe Namath running his mouth and being right, like striking like lightning once every 1,000 years or whatever the case is. They actually won that Super Bowl, which was a miracle in and of itself, because the Colts of that year was almost as unstoppable. So the mere fact that they won that one chip in '69 is a miracle. So they haven't done anything since then.
I have to jump in, sir. I have to jump in and listen. You know, I'm as old as dust. Joe Namath was the truth. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. He did what he did, and he set, I want to say, a standard that has not been repeated since. So you're in the New York Tri-State, right? I forget what borough you're in.
I'm in Queens right now, but I'm from Brooklyn though.
Okay. You see, I'm the objective hater, not a player hater. I want to see a Super Bowl from the Jets. It's the number one market. I don't want to see Aaron Rodgers on the Jets next year. He's got to go. If he doesn't step it up and make it to the playoffs this season, which I'm sure is not going to happen, he's got to go. So they're calling this Booger Gate. Is he okay, or is he just washed? What's going on?
Nah, he looks like he's washed. And let me just say this too: they did the same thing with Brett Favre when Brett Favre was damn near washed. Yeah. With Green Bay as well too. Yeah. So I don't know why they keep repeating history. And what's going on now is they wanted him to pretty much have full control of, if not just the team, definitely the offense. They demoted they demoted and got rid of the offensive coordinator. Jeez. And then now, like I said, he definitely was fighting to call his own plays. Right. Now he has full control of offense. He has two of his old receivers from Green Bay, Alan Lazard, and now Devontae Adams. The line is garbage. Yeah. They suck. Constant penalties, constant formation issues. Again, he still has not built a rapport with all of his receivers. He throwing Mike Williams under the bus, and Mike Williams is one of his best receivers before Devontae Adams. Son, you keep underthrowing the ball. You keep missing a back shoulder throw. You're not as accurate as you used to be. You can't run out of the pocket because you 40 years old. There's a lot going on with him as an individual that he keeps trying to deflect from that. But a lot of that is called eroding skill set, sir. So,
can I jump in the Most High, please? I want to get past Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe in him. And again, I want to see the Jets win a Super Bowl. I'm the objective hater, not a player hater. Let me shift gears for a second. I honestly did not watch any games this season of the New York Liberty, the now WNBA champions. Yes.
I watched some games, and I watched the fourth quarter of the championship game, the game 5, the pivotal game 5.
Okay. Do we need to put more respect on their names or the franchise? This, the males from the NBA haven't won since 73. New York Liberty. How long has the team? I'll Google it. How long has this team been in existence? I've heard of them, but I didn't watch.
From the inception of the WNBA. So we talking what, 1997, 1998 season, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't know. I don't know.
No, they're one of the original franchises in the WNBA. WNBA. So let me just say that.
Oh,
but other than that,
founded in 1997. Yeah. Salute to these champions.
Yeah, man. I'm still trying to figure out why they stopped playing in Madison Square Garden. They ended up playing in the Barclays, which is cool. Which is cool. Brooklyn got to share the chip now too, and all that. But at the end of the day, Star, what's crazy? I don't think they're gonna have a parade for them. The turn of that parade is gonna help me determine what the WNBA's future is going to look like, in all honesty, because if a team in the biggest market who've been trying to win the chip, they were in last year's chip, and they've been trying to win the chip since the late 90s, their damn self. Yeah. I want to see what the turnout is going to be in New York. The weather's good, and if there's a big turnout, there's probably a future in the WNBA.
Okay. Hey, man, I appreciate you calling in. If I had to guess why they play at the Barclays Center as opposed to the Garden, the insurance in Madison Square Garden is high. Very high.
Understood. That would make that would make sense. That would make sense.
Yeah,
I can't be mad at that.
And the rent.
There's always a numbers game.
And the rent. Yeah. Hey, Matt. Thanks for the call. Thank you.
Peace, Lord. Appreciate you.
Okay. Yes, sir. All right. Emanuele, one of my sponsors. Sir, do you want to call in? You always have an open invitation. We have one of his new links in my community section. Okay. YouTube.com/@Emanuele. Okay. There's his information. Maybe this is somebody who I need to talk to. Area code 516. Are you there? It's a Tuesday evening.
Yes, sir. How you doing? Sir?
Hey, who's this?
This Woo. I'm calling. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, but I'm living down here in Atlanta.
Okay. Where do you want to start, sir? A few topics on the table.
I'll touch on the is the black man willing to crash out?
Yeah.
I don't think so. I'm gonna keep it real with you, Star. I see, like it's so many things it's so many events that have occurred that we could have done that already. You know, and I'm part of me for saying we. I know how you feel about that.
It's fine. It's fine.
You know.
It's fine. But let me just say this. That's Rory's showrunner question. Is the black man scared to crash out? Now, let's take Martin Luther King Jr. off the table. Brilliant man that he was. I also read his writings. A lot of people haven't read his writings. Brilliant man, died very young, okay? But let's take him off the table, okay? Is a black man scared to crash out, scared to step up, you know, and die for his queen? You can't just kick black women's backs and, single mothers, yada, yada, yada. But yet and still, you won't go down to a church and get down like Dylan Roof, you know, become martyrs in a sense. Go ahead.
Absolutely, and I totally understand. And there's been so many opportunities, so to say, that we, quote unquote, could have been able to do that, but we don't do that. But we will do that in the community. We will do that amongst each other.
Yeah, sadly.
You know, so that's why I felt, you know, that I had to call in, you know what I'm saying, and say what I had to say.
Yeah.
You know, like against one another, yes, we will. But when it really counts and when it really matters, no, we will not. We will not. And I honestly feel that way.
Okay.
And, you know, even if I could give you a backstory story, like,
come on,
I'm from New York and I live in Atlanta and I've been down here for a long time supporter, like everybody else say, you know, and I understand that. Definitely, you know, been in tune with the music industry. I know what time it is with you.
Right.
And just in tune with the culture, so to speak. And that's why I felt like I had to just reach out and say that we won't. But against one another, yes, we will.
Yeah, sadly.
We love to interject and do something towards each other. But when it comes to like really making a difference and making something happen and making something shake, no, not at all. We're going to fall right in line.
Okay. I appreciate the call. Anything else you want to touch on? I was asking earlier about black mechanics. You know, any knowledge there or no?
Right. And I'm so happy that you brought that up because I definitely sent in a donation already.
Thank you.
But the last time I sent in a donation, I had an auto repair shop called Grand Auto Care Spot in Baldwin.
Okay.
And when I sent the donation, you told me that you had owned the property in Freeport or something like that real close to it.
Baldwin, Long Island.
So,
Baldwin, Long Island?
Right there on Grand Avenue. Right there, Grand Auto Care Spot. When I had that auto repair shop start, excuse me, I could not get any black American mechanic to come work there.
Yeah.
It was like pulling teeth. The mechanics that I did have, and I also did body work, were either Jamaican, Trinidadian, Dominican, or Puerto Rican. I couldn't. It was like
if I can put this on the table, let's take our time with this. Guys, I'll come back to the main topic in a second. The reason why this even came to my mind, I was changing a carburetor, one of my classic cars, over the last couple of days, and really taking my time, enjoying the process. You know what that's about. And I started thinking about, wow, here I am at 60 years of age. I don't have any biological kids, but if I did, would my son even care how to fix a car? I mean, listen, I know how to frame houses. I can pour a foundation. I'm a carpenter. I can do mason work, but young black men today, why don't they want to be mechanics? And then I went to the School of Automotive Technology, and I pulled some stats here. According to 2022 enrollment students to become mechanics, 74 enrolled in 2022, 40 Hispanic or Latino, and only 6 black. And the ratio breaks down to 59.2% white, 32% Hispanic, and only 4.8% black. do they not want to be mechanics anymore? Are they more concerned about getting a foreign car and, I don't know, other things? Just a question.
Right. I understand totally. Stark. I'm FBA, born and raised in Jamaica, Queens, but then, you know, my parents did their thing, and then they ended up moving to the suburbs of Long Island. My father worked for Con Edison for 38 years. He's a hands-on electrician.
Yeah.
Got it out the mud from moving from the South. So I saw that, and I definitely see that we went so far away from that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hands-on.
The question is why.
Nobody knows how.
The question is why. Why don't more young black men aspire to be mechanics? That's one of the cornerstones of a community.
Absolutely. And, you know, like, even if somebody get a flat tire right now, a brother or a sister, they're in trouble. They're meat roast. I'm going to keep it totally honest with you.
Yeah.
They're going to have to call AAA.
Yeah.
And you're absolutely right. We have got away from that. I don't know where it happens, all this hands-on stuff, and even just having the skills.
I don't know.
Just basic household skills.
Yeah.
Household skills. You know,
if my car, if one of my vehicles stops running, I have a diagnostic machine, right? You know, like I know, if the battery is dead, I know how to start the alternator, right? To get the vehicle running. I can get up under the vehicle and get it running. If it's a newer vehicle, then that's a problem because you got the goddamn relays and other things. So it just dawned on me, wow, do black men of today even aspire to be mechanics, or do they have to download an app and call roadside assistance? Go ahead, finish up, please.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it kind of benefited me even when I had the shop in Long Island. I still have it to this day, but I'm just back here in Atlanta, Georgia. But it's still up and running. It's still there. But no, and then you're helping me out because you don't want to get hands on and you don't want to get your hands dirty.
Yeah.
You know, bring it on the Grand Auto Care Spot and we'll fix it up for you because you don't have the knowledge.
Salute.
And you didn't pay attention.
Salute.
You know?
All right.
And you should have.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you.
All right. Much love.
Okay. Street's got no love, but thank you, sir. All right, guys. Sorry to go left, but that's just something I thought about today when I was, you know, working on one of my cars. Black Freeman got your donation. If it doesn't involve another black person, a mammy or monkey shit, yes, the black man is scared to crash out. Wow. Thank you for your support, sir. And who else sent a donation? I didn't get a chance to read it. Hold on. Boxing Logics United. He says, they say fair trade ain't a robbery. So Sunday is scamming old men is lower than low. She need to stand in the sun during the day with no sunblock and dry up like a raisin trick. Okay, thank you, sir. Salute to Sunday. She called in to give Rory some smoke. Let me go to area code 314. Good evening. We're talking about Eminem introducing Barack Obama at the rally for Kamala Harris in Detroit. Are you there? 314.
Yo, what up? What up, sir? This is Emmanuel Edzo, the pro fighter.
Hey, man, good to hear from you. Let me get your information back on the screen. I got your email, and we posted another one of your videos in the community section. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, that video is about just multiple different striking techniques, stand-up wise.
Right.
You know, I haven't been posting as much. I have a fight coming up December 7th, so I've been real focused on that. Okay. But yeah, that video is about two different techniques. The most effective. Let me double check real quick. Make sure.
Most effective kicks. Most effective.
Yeah,
kicks.
Most effective kick. So the keep kick, which is a long range attack. You know, if you're out there, whether you're trying to fight real fighters or you're just out there at the club, whatever, this is a good move to know. You know, you never know when you have to pull it out. So, you know, but as far as Eminem goes, Eminem.
Well, hang on a second, because listen, man, I have so much respect for what you do, and you and I talk, from time to time. And how old are you? I forget.
I'm 30 years old.
Okay, you're a very young man. I say that respectfully. Do you have any knowledge, or have you made any videos with regards to pressure points? Listen, I'm an older man. I can't tussle with a young guy like I used to. And, decades ago, I was reading up about how to apply, pressure points and stuff like that. And growing up in the 70s, my older brother used to really just do certain things to give me a migraine, pressure points. And it's just I never forgot that. Do you do anything with pressure points and to disarm
I don't do nothing.
or disable someone?
Well, yeah, disable people, yes, but the pressure points. The thing about pressure points is that doesn't really work. When people really know how to fight, the pressure points aren't going to work on them.
I beg to differ.
Bad enough.
I beg to differ.
Well, maybe I have to look into it more, but as far as when you say disable, in jiu-jitsu, we do multiple chokes, arm locks, leg locks, different things. But tell me about what happened with your brother in the pressure point. What exactly did he do?
Well, I learned from him, and then when I ed to New York in the 80s, and I was brawling with one of my girlfriends one time, defending myself, I put my knuckle in her temple to defend myself. And I moved it around, and she fell out.
Well, that's of course, yeah. I wouldn't call that a pressure point, though. If you exactly, okay.
The temple?
So there's spots on the body.
The temple?
There's spots on the body that if you hit, they're more likely to get knocked out, like the temple, the chin, behind the ear. There's spots specifically on the torso of the body that if you hit, they all have different reactions. But I don't really know them to be pressure points, but maybe we're talking about the same thing. We just have a different name for it. But yeah, the temple for sure. If you hit someone in the temple, that's the weakest spot on the head. I got hit in the temple one of my fights, and in the middle of the fight, I started thinking about something that happened 2 days ago. I was flashback to being in my room, getting ready, and I woke up and I was in the middle of the fight, and that was from a temple shot. So. Yeah, that's definitely real.
If I can jump in, I'm not talking about striking. My older brother used to, again, we would be wrestling, and he would, do some type of Ernie Ladd maneuver. That's an old wrestler, and then he would put his knuckle on my temple and twist. He didn't strike. It's called some type of TAI Yang point. I'm looking at it right now. TAI Yang point. And also, what do you call this right here? The shoulder, that gristle area, right here. He was squeezing. He was squeezing.
I'm on the phone, so I can't even see what you're doing right now. Okay. But on the shoulder,
there's a muscle right here, and he used to squeeze that. He didn't punch me because he didn't want to leave bruises when our parents came home. So the girl who I was defending myself against. I didn't have to squeeze her shoulder, whatever you call that muscle, but in her temple, I twisted my knuckle. She fell out, and then I ran, and I lived to fight another day.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Here's the thing: if you're going against someone who's because when you were a kid, you weren't super conditioned or probably super strong.
Right.
The girl, she's probably not super strong or conditioned. I feel. I've been doing martial arts a long time. I don't know everything about martial arts. I'm always trying to learn more, but
right.
I feel, I don't think that would work against someone who is conditioned. You're not going to do a pressure point on someone like Francis Ngannou.
No.
It's not going to work. It's not going to work on him. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Could I comment on the Eminem?
Please. Yeah.
The culture vulture?
Yes, please. You have the floor. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The culture vulture Eminem. So, Eminem, he's out here talking about Barack. I don't rock with Eminem. I don't rock with Barack. Barack is out here bringing the white boy in to save the day after he's getting heat from disrespecting black men.
Facts.
There's no other group that just disrespected like black men.
Right.
You know, they just think the Democrats think that they own black people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So Eminem, yeah, he's a clown. He's washed. His music is trash. You know, he hasn't had a good album since the Marshall Mathers LP. You know, his new stuff is complete garbage. People aren't rocking with Eminem no more. He's talking about he's a rap guy. He ain't no rap guy. Dude's a fruitcake. But you know, so I don't co-sign anything Eminem puts out. And this is coming from a guy who used to listen to all his albums and everything, but he's just you know, he's just a culture vulture. You know what I'm saying? So I can't rock with him. And I think as far as everything that they're promoting on that side, it seems that they're just trying to lead the black man astray. So, you know, I'm on my Malcolm X stuff right now, you know.
Emmanuel, can I jump in for a second? You don't have to speak to Rory. He asked to speak to you. But let me just say, I was looking in the live chat. They said that's called a noogie. That's that old school shit.
A noogie?
A noogie, yeah. And
yeah, noogie, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and
I mean,
the Vulcan death grip. Yeah, that's what my brother did to me. The Vulcan death grip. He used to fuck me up. But do you want to speak to Rory or no? I mean, I'm not going to let him disrespect.
Oh yeah, well, I love to speak to White Boy Rory. Bring him on.
Yeah,
I love to speak to White Boy.
Yeah, he's not
Rory.
going to disrespect the sponsor. Rory, what's going on, man? That's one of my sponsors. What do you want to talk about?
Yeah. Yo, what's up, son? Yo,
what up, White Boy? How's it going? How you doing?
What's good, man? Yo, let the people know your toughest fights have been against white dudes in the cage, right?
Nah, hell no. I beat. Hey, you go to my
truth,
YouTube,
man.
No. You go to my YouTube, you'll see me beat a white boy.
Who you learn how to fight from? You learned from a white sensei, right?
No.
Don't lie now. There's a little pause there. A white dude taught you how to fight, right?
Yeah, my main instructor was a white man. Yeah, we can say that. Yeah.
Yes, there you go. A white dude taught you how to fight. So we the ones that crash out, right, Emmanuel? We the ones that are really getting ready and crash out, right?
I mean, yeah, no, actually, I grew up around white boys, and yeah, white boys are the craziest ones for sure, by far.
All right.
That's a fact.
Right, no doubt. And then I heard you a Trump supporter, so because you grew up around white boys, you know that our differences really ain't really that different. Like when Trump is speaking for all of us, right?
Yeah, Trump is for everybody. Yeah, they talking about he's racist, this and that. Matter of fact, White Boy Worry, I agree with you on most things. I rock with you. I like how you roll. You know what I'm saying? To be honest, I respect white boys who let it out there like that. I don't think there's nothing wrong with you know, being who you are or rocking with your people, you know, and yeah, white boys know how to fight. You know, white boys are crazy. Okay. But the best fighters are black people. Let's not get it twisted. The best fighters are Africans and blacks. Jack Johnson, Muhammad Ali, you know, Francis Ngannou, John Jones, Floyd Mayweather. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Well, I would say American black. I would say American blacks. American blacks are the best fighters.
Nah,
because not only they knocking out people over here, if American blacks like Tyson go over to England, they go over to Africa, they knocking them dudes out too. So it's American blacks, right?
No. African blacks. You ain't seen Francis Ngannou?
No, I know him. I seen him. I seen him get knocked out by Anthony Joshua.
All right, Rory, sit tight. I got to take other callers. Emanuele, man, I appreciate you calling in. And did you leave a comment under your post in the community section?
Yeah, I just did. And I'll be posting more content soon.
Yeah.
I got a fight coming December 7th in Long Beach. So I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you,
Hope
man.
you guys have an amazing night.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
My man.
Okay, my man. Everybody hold on. Okay. 267, good evening. Eminem introduced Barack Obama at the Kamala Harris rally in Detroit. Do you care? Area code 267.
Yes, Star, I'm right here. How are you?
Good. Who's this?
Sarah.
Hey, Sarah, I got your email recently. Yes?
Yes. Yes. So I'm doing good. So I've always found Democrats to be beyond insulting when it comes down to black people.
Okay.
And what Eminem felt comfortable doing just confirmed what I thought of him basically his entire career. certain white liberals know how to navigate, you see, when it comes down to black culture, so that they can not only, succeed in certain things, but, stand out.
I would agree.
So, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah.
I would agree.
They know how to properly navigate when it comes to black people. And unfortunately, and then Obama's rapping Eminem's lyrics. And,
oh, God. I forgot to mention that. What was he rapping? Was it Lose Yourself?
Lose Yourself. Yeah. It was beyond insulting, but to most black people, they wouldn't find that insulting at all. From the speech that he gave to black men, I need to talk to the brothers, and with the stunt that he pulled with Eminem, and like I said, the fact that Eminem felt comfortable engaging in such a way. But he's the same one, I believe it was BET, that did a freestyle supposedly about Trump, and all of these black men were just sitting there awing at him like he was a god. Do you remember? Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that.
Same energy. Same energy. So, November 5th is about to be here soon. So I just hope and pray that I already know the certain typical predictable people are going to fall for that. But it seems interesting. Obama's campaigning more for Kamala than she is for herself. It's quite interesting.
Do you yourself vote, Sarah? Do you vote?
I haven't, but I will.
Okay. No, I was just asking because, everybody doesn't, and some people are sitting this one out. So, I mean, I'm not criticizing. I'm just asking,
No, I haven't up until this point.
Okay.
You already know where I'm going, where I'm heading. You know what I mean?
Go ahead. Who's
going to get my vote? We are in a serious place in terms of society and where it's heading. And like they said, this is really the most important election of our lifetime.
I think so. Because,
it's the turnout of this election is going to determine how, if one side wins, we're done. If the other side wins, it buys us some time, if you get what I mean.
Yeah,
so,
but at my age, I've already insulated myself for certain things, and I lived the life of a 60-year-old man. So, I mean, it's not going to affect me too much if Kamala Harris makes it into that White House. I did vote. I voted this past Thursday. But as far as younger people, I think many of them are being hoodwinked and led astray. With regards to what Barack Obama said, that was some straightening in his mind that he was giving black men. Did you see his body language with his arms folded in Pittsburgh and pointing and pausing? I may have a problem with that. I said, damn, this nigga's still talking that pimp shit after he did 8 years in the White House. Go ahead.
Black men should question themselves. Why does this man feel comfortable addressing you in such a manner? You see? Black men should question why is he so bold? Yeah. How is it that he feels so bold? I'm going to straighten you guys out. Right. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. But then I thought about black men. You need to look at that energy. He's talking to you like your children. Yeah. That's interesting. He spoke down to black men as if they were kids. I can't believe this is questionable. You see, like he addressing children. So black men need to size that up and socially revamp themselves. Because they're trying to pull you in with Eminem. Of all people they could have gotten, got Eminem.
If I can jump in, he's been talking like that to black folk. You remember 2011 at the Black Caucus when he said, "Take off your bedroom slippers, put on your marching shoes, shake it off." Remember that? Yeah. Pimp talk.
Yeah, I remember that. But
shake it off.
when black people back certain people, they develop a certain arrogance. He has that arrogance. I know that. I never liked him. Yeah. I never was fond of him because I peeped the game early on. But we're going to see what's going to happen. You came up in the perfect era, Star. I believe. Are you a baby boomer?
I am born in '64. A baby boomer. Yeah.
You came out in you grew up, you became a man and had your fun. You came up in the perfect era. I'm a millennial.
Okay.
It's very difficult. And you know what? And I'm not going to lie, the Gen Zs that are coming up, I don't think it's going to work with them. They're very smart. They're very intelligent, Gen Zs. So, and they're very well aware of reality early on in life. They know the BS. So I really think that they're not, the Democrats are not going to make a big impact when it comes to them, and they know it.
I might disagree with you on that one. I don't think they're necessarily intelligent. I think they have more access to information, but if you don't, it's just like reading a book. If you don't apply the knowledge, then what was the point of reading the book? I think that they're very clever. I think that they don't necessarily care about history, so I'm not sure where they're going. They're smart, but I wouldn't label them as intelligent, and I certainly wouldn't label them as intellectuals. But I just want to say that. Go finish up.
I disagree. I disagree. The difference is they said F it. They see the reality of they're most likely never going to buy a home. Do you know what I mean? They understand reality very early on in life. And what's scary about them, they said F it very early on. It's sad indeed. But they said F it. They see the truth of their fathers, their mothers. You see, they understand the reality of the way things work, how they've been disenfranchised from the inside out, and what makes them scary and why they live on edge. They said, screw it.
But what is their ultimate aim in life? Or are they just students of perpetual doubt? They're saying F it, but where are they ultimately headed? And do they have a philosophy in life, if you will?
To be honest with you, no. It's sad, but no.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
I appreciate the call.
I feel sorry for these babies. All right, Star.
Great.
Thank you so much. And
great talking to you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Okay. Area code 718. Yes.
Hey, Star.
Hey. Who's this?
It's Kat from the wood grain lady.
Hey, girl. Okay. Co-op City on the check-in.
Yes. Co-op.
What's cracking? Good to hear from you. What's cracking?
Section 3 tray bag.
Okay.
Yeah, just gotta shout that out. Oh, you don't like shout outs? My bad.
Come on.
Okay. So let's go. I just called because I'm totally, like you said, times have changed. It's a new day where we can't keep private, or not we can't, but a lot of people don't keep private who they vote for,
right.
Which I'm totally against because I was raised that was private.
Yeah.
So when the shift changed, I was perplexed because I was like, what's going on here? I remember being I was taking a college course, and this like undercover teacher started mentioning this when Trump was first running.
Okay.
And he was like, oh yeah, Trump. And I was like, we got in an argument because I was like, why are we talking about Trump in class? Like,
yeah,
I didn't understand what was about to embark, like what was about to happen, that the shift changed where everyone, not everyone, but the masses would start to share their political, views or whatever. And then it's fine if you share your political, but the problem for me is if you share your political view and then you're ostracized because of your political view.
Yeah.
Like, everyone has a right to vote for who they want to. If you're voting for Kamala, that's fine. I'm not voting for Kamala. I'm voting for Trump.
Can I jump in for a second? Because
sure, yes, you can, sir.
If I had to guess, I mean, I threw out early 90s earlier, but and somewhere around mid to late 80s, I would guess that's when the network CNN, because CNN was founded in 1980, right? But as they picked up traction over the years, and then it became a business for CNN, advertising and so on and so forth, I would guess that that's when, again, mid 80s to late to early 90s, that's when it became a thing more so to openly announce who you're supporting. But now, even though it was a private thing when I was coming up, I think maybe now it works to the advantage of, let's say, people like ADOS, FBA, because you don't want to just be lumped in with everybody. Tangibles are not only needed, but there's a demand now. You're not getting a vote unless we get tangibles, So I'm okay to some degree with people now announcing who they're voting for, even though I come from a different era, but I get it now. And there are certain groups and or entities that have to say we are aligned with such and such a party, and that's why you may or may not get our vote. Go ahead.
Right. But I've had where one of my I've been my mom is still, my parents are now, I'm an only child. Okay. I was born, my parents was married for 50 plus years. And my mom, I remember the first person I voted for was David Dinkins, New York mayor, right? That was the election that year. But everything was always private. But my mom always instilled me to vote. A lot of these people have never voted in their lives or just started voting, and then they want to attack people who have, so, okay, so if you're for who you're for, that's fine, but now you're going to, not speak to me because I don't want to vote, because I'm not voting for who you're voting for. That's, sick. And, they, I had one of my father's friends, he was like, his son-in-law stopped speaking to him because he voted for Trump. And his son-in-law is black and he's Puerto Rican, and his daughter married him. So I guess he feels like he's being racist by voting. That was it's just stupid. It's look.
Let me jump in again. And I respect your opinion, but at the same time, we have become this society where people want to be transparent. In terms of business, no, I don't believe in being transparent. But on social media, we draw the lines, do we not? If somebody is not of similar mind or philosophy or even position in life, we draw the lines, right? We block family, we block certain people that we used to be friends with because they're either doing too much or they're not keeping up, right?
You would have to give me, I guess, to a certain extent, but not to this extent where, if you have love for somebody, if you guys are in a share mutual respect and love, and then you would hang up on me because I said I'm voting for Trump, and what is that? And BIP.
I'm not trying to justify it. I'm not trying to justify it, but I'm saying this.
I'm venting to you. I'm trying to let you know.
Go ahead.
I've experienced that, right. And I'm like, why is it a thing? If you want to vote for who you want to vote for, but say when who was it? Joe Biden or whomever, I can't at the time, or maybe it was Hillary Clinton that was running, right? It was Hillary Clinton that was running against Trump. And, Nas, if you go against Hillary Clinton, then you just want attention.
Right.
It's and I agree with Elvis. God rest his soul. I'm not in this. Even T.I. was like that. T.I. was like, I have no political.
Elvis Presley, he didn't believe in stating a position publicly. But again, that was a different day and time. Listen, I got to take other calls.
The day and time has to go back to that day and time. We are perishing. This is a problem. People, this is an issue.
I hear you. I hear you.
The day and time has to go. We can't keep saying, it's because of this. The same way, you're saying, these young children, with their rap lyrics. No, we can't, like, I don't know, you were just talking to somebody else and they're like, well, I don't know about that person, like, whatever. It's like, so we're supposed to just go with the day and time? No, we have to stand our ground, like, you know, stop the madness.
Baby, I got to take other calls. I appreciate you. Thank you for tapping in.
Fine, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. Okay. Good evening, 678. Are you there? It's got a loud in the background. 678. Yes, no, maybe.
Yes. What's up, Star?
Hey,
what's
man.
going on?
Hey, who's this?
Hey, this is the Kill Pretty from Plainfield. I want to talk on that black man scared to crash out.
Yeah, white boy Rory. You want to talk to him? I had a black screen. Just give me a second. Okay. I had a black screen. Okay, hold on. Okay, let me bring in Rory because that was his question. The showrunner, are black men? How did you say that, Rory? Are black men scared to crash out? What was your question there, white boy Rory? Where's Rory at? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much like have black men.
Is the black man scared to crash out? Got a caller on the line.
Yeah, Warrior. What you mean by crashing out? Like, what you mean per se? Like crashing out as in what?
I think you all never did nothing really in the face of adversity, man. I mean, you know, if you want to go back in history, there's no, you know, all you talk about is like, you know, the Black Wall Street got burned down. You didn't do nothing after that happened. They beat you up on the Selma Bridge. You didn't do nothing after that happened. You know, when George Floyd got he checked out, it was white people who jumped on the streets and started burning down stuff. You didn't crash out. There wasn't no everlasting black, camaraderie or revolution. There wasn't nothing like that. Ain't nothing like that happened.
I want to rebel on that. I want to rebuttal what you just said.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm from Plainfield, New Jersey. If you know about Plainfield, New Jersey, you'll know Plainfield historically was known to body police officers. Star, am I lying?
You talk to Rory, sir. I'm doing something else. You have the floor. Go ahead.
Yeah. So basically, Plainfield historically was known to body police officers, starting from 1967 all the way to 1971.
Everybody listening to the show never heard Plainfield,
and I'm not
New
capping.
Jersey was getting it.
And I'm not capping.
Nobody ever heard that. So you're the first one telling us that.
Well, I'm the first one, and I hope you don't get too scared.
Yeah.
You don't believe me? You go down to Watchung Ave. There's a plague full of those police officers right in front of the police station. There's a plague full of all the police officers that was killed on duty. So hey, don't talk. Hey, you want to talk about revolution? Yeah, come to my city, you'll see. Or do your research on my city, you'll see. Do research on my hometown, you'll see.
Soft as hell. What are you talking about? Come to my city.
Plainfield, New Jersey, soft as hell.
Plainfield, New Jersey.
Man, come to left side. Come to West Third. Come to East 6.
That's nothing.
Come to Arlington.
I was just in Newark.
Come to South Ave.
I was just in Newark a few weeks ago.
In Newark, man, we ain't talking about Newark.
A few weeks ago.
All right, guys, can we do one at a time? This is not a shouting match. Hang on a second.
You out.
Go get Newark.
Push you out.
Go get Newark.
Okay, sir, hang on a second.
Go get Newark.
Okay, let's drop some facts on the table as opposed to, telling each other to pull up. You have the floor, then I'll bring Rory in. Go ahead. You have the floor.
And he talking about Newark, man. Go get Newark, man. Plainfield got his own history. Plainfield, like, come on, bro. And he talking about some Newark, man. Then go get Newark. And I'm talking about the history of my city. You talking about black people who not, never had no history of revolution. I'm just telling you about what happened in my city when we was known to body racist ass police officers that look just like you. So don't talk to me about how black men ain't scared to crash out, man. Ain't nobody's crashing, man. We ain't scared to crash out on nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna bring Rory in. Hang on. Rory, you want to respond to the?
We talking about some North.
Yeah, so why generation after generation you follow people? There ain't no code. You talking about beyond code. There ain't no code. Why generation after generation have you followed the same political party that has left you in the dust? Generation after generation, right? Why are you following the same political party that broke up the black family? right? And now you got a guy who's up on here who's talking about Americans, who's talking about, we get rid of all these people that ain't supposed to be here, black Americans, white Americans, Latino Americans. We got a lot of money to spread around and make everybody's family and everybody's community better. And who's the one on TV and up in front of everybody opposing the man who's working for pro-America? Who's the one? Black America. So where's the code? Where's the code? You need to get your people in check,
you right.
man. That's what you need to do. You need to get your people in check.
Now, all of a sudden, we got to get our women in check. But y'all was the one telling these women they strong and independent. Ain't no black men telling black women they strong and independent. Y'all crackers doing that shit.
Not real people.
Y'all white people doing that shit. I ain't never telling black women they strong and independent. But y'all the one telling that shit. Now they thinking they white, just like you.
What you mean?
Now they thinking they white. Y'all telling black women they strong and independent.
The Democrats,
I ain't never black women they strong and independent.
All right, sir, hang on. Okay, Rory's on mute for a second.
That's Rory Race.
Excuse me. Rory's on mute. You have the floor. Go ahead.
All right, I'm just telling him. He talking about, we gotta get our women in check. Man, I don't want to get our women in check, but you gotta understand, black men wasn't the one that told black women they were strong and independent. They don't need a man. They double minority, no all that BS. It was white people. It was Rory Race telling them that. And now all of a sudden we got to get our women in check, man. Y'all the one that gassed them up. Okay. Y'all the one got them thinking that they white.
Okay, let me bring Rory back in, bro. Okay, Rory, you're back on the line. Let's talk instead of screaming at each other. We're having a good discussion.
Yeah, well, I mean, the Democrats were racist Southern. What the Democrats were a racist Southern party that were the KKK.
Oh, now you want to break political party in it.
With them. White people up north never put black people down. You ran here. You ran here for your life. Your ancestors came up north to get away from the Democrats and the KKK. To get away from that. They came to white northern cities where they were accepted and able to get industrial jobs and live in the cities and live among the people. You wasn't able to do that comfortably down south, where the Democrats and the KKK were holding court. And now you want to bring that Democrat, they flipped on you, so there's no code with black America. They're very easily fooled, and it's even to this day, which is pathetic, but salute to the younger black people who are not following the older generation and are not going with the Democrats. And, and I would say, they need to change up what they go to school for.
All right, Rory.
They need to go to school for IT jobs.
Okay, I'm going to give this guy the last word.
All
right, Rory, hold. Okay, so you have the last word. Can you finish up? I'll give you 20 seconds. Your last word.
All right, I got you. You see, when you corner these white dudes with the truth, they want to bring political parties. Oh, man, it was the Democrats. And listen, Republicans gas up women, too. They like to, get in black women ear, too. So it don't matter if you a Democrat or a Republican or a liberal or a conservative, just, man, keep your mouth away from black women's ear. Let us do what we got to do to our women. And, Rory, he has some good points, but,
okay.
I won that. I'll talk about talk.
I appreciate the call, man. Thank you. Okay. All right, Rory, sit tight. He's off the line. Okay. So that's Rory.
I'm not going to talk about him. He's off the line.
Yeah, well, I always give people the last word. So
that's up to the people to say who won that.
Yeah.
You go into a fight and be like, I won that fight. No, you don't say that. You turn around and be like, who won? That's some corny shit right there. I won that. It's up to the audience to say who won.
All right, so listen, I'm gonna let Rory. I'm gonna let you slide. Thank you for hanging out with me. But guys,
can I say one thing before I go?
Go ahead.
Can I say one thing before I go? Yo, listen, it's not enough. It sounds good. This is another thing now where it's a scheme where it sounds good where they say, yo, your kids should go to trade school if they're not good students. That's not true. Once they get out of trade school, they're not going to get a job as an electrician or a plumber because they have brought in so many illegal immigrants. Young people need to get jobs in healthcare and in the IT field. The technology is moving so fast. I don't care what color you are. I want all Americans to win. You know, and I want the younger people to get into IT, healthcare, and AI and different jobs. They're not bringing these people in for no reason. You can go to school for a trade and get out with a 4-year degree, and you're going to have a hard time working against 5 or 6 Mexicans.
Let me jump in. I'm glad you brought this up. Hang on, let me jump in because earlier I was hang on. I'm glad you brought this up. Earlier I was just asking the question because I was fixing, one of my vehicles earlier, an older car, and I was just thinking about the lack of black mechanics, present day and time. Any concerns about that?
It's not their fault, really, because you won't get a living wage. They got 1 million Mexicans going to work under the table, under the books, with fake IDs and fake Social Security numbers, and half the time they're going to be getting paid cash. It's not nobody's fault that they went to school to be a mechanic and then they can't get a job in a major metropolitan city. It's because they're bringing all these people in, man. And, Che Guevara and all.
Hang on a second before you go in that direction. I want to give you a little pushback. I'm just going by what I pulled up earlier. I don't know. I took one of my Mercedes-Benz cars. It's been sitting upstate, as you know, in the garage over 20 years. And I brought it out and I took it to the Benz dealer down here. And they came back with an estimate. This thing is, it's been sitting in a goddamn garage, mint condition. They came back with an estimate like $11,000. I said, what are you kidding me? The car's only got.
They just figured you have some money.
Hang on, it's got 36,000 miles. How was $11,000? But anyway, now the guy who sent me the video estimate, as Mercedes-Benz and I'm sure BMW does, he barely spoke English. He barely can speak English. He sent me a video along with their estimate. You telling me that guy doesn't make top dollar?
He's making $90 an hour, cash. It's a joke.
The
whole thing is
working for Mercedes-Benz. So I beg to differ with what you're saying. Black mechanics can't make a decent living. That guy could barely speak English, and he's the one that sent me the goddamn estimate. And I said, well, I can't even understand him. And they've sent me an estimate for $11,000. I said, what the fuck is this? Okay, finish up, Rory.
Yeah, identity fraud is a crime for Americans, but it's not a crime on a mass scale for illegal immigrants. All of them are using stolen Social Security numbers and fake IDs, but for some reason, they're not in federal prison for identity fraud. But if me and you or anybody else born in this country does anything like that, we going to prison.
Rory. The guy was employed by Mercedes-Benz, man. He was getting big money.
It doesn't matter, Star.
Okay.
They all these corporations have a certain amount of people who use fake credentials. Okay. We don't have E-Verify. If we had E-Verify federal law, then they would know within 2 weeks they're using a fake Social Security card. They are not legally supposed to work here, and then the wages go up for the people who are supposed to work here.
But you're saying, hang on a second, you're saying with regards to black men becoming mechanics, it's not enough for them to make a decent living in today's day and time. And that's the reason. Hang on.
There's poor white
and that's the reason for the decline, because these numbers are declining. You're saying that's the reason. It's not enough money.
I'm 100%. I think that's the reason.
Okay.
It's not just black Americans. I think there's poor white Americans in West Virginia. I think there's poor white Americans across the country whose parents are drug addicts and they're not bad people and they want to get a trade. Okay. They don't have the money to go to college. Right. But yet and still they get a trade. They become an electrician, a mechanic or something. And then when they go out to the field and they see that they will get undercut. There'll be 5 Mexicans working in.
All right, Rory, I got to take other calls, man. Take a breath. I I appreciate you hanging out, man. We'll talk later. We'll talk later. Hey there, 862. A few topics on the table. Eminem, who brought out Obama. Are you there? 862. Yes, no, maybe.
Peace to my universal family. Peace to my universal family. Peace to you, Star.
Okay.
Peace to the brother who was calling in with Rory. I really don't care about Barack Obama and Eminem. I wanted to really interject about what Rory was saying to the brother with Plainfield. Rory is more than wrong. There's more times than I can count on my hand when black people crashed out publicly and then some. Let's look at and I believe Rory said the black man didn't crash out anytime after Tulsa, Oklahoma, the whole Black Wall Street riots. That's incorrect. You have things like the Parkland, Louisville, Kentucky Black Rebellion. That happened because black people were protesting the reinstatement of a white cop who was harming black people. You can go to a time like February 2013 with Christopher Dorner, the black cop who was targeting other cops and their families. I think they had to blow him up in Dallas or something like that. You could look at the NFAC, the Not Effing Around Coalition in 2020. They went to
hang on a second. What year was that in Dallas? Didn't they send in a robot to kill him?
Right. That was in February of 20. That was 2020. That was 2013. 2013.
Right. They sent in some type of little robot machine to kill him.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right. Because he was shooting on the roof. He was being way more tactical than the police. They thought it was more than one shooter. Right. I could even bring in the people like Larry Davis and things of that nature. How he was getting it on with the police. So Rory, you're wrong. And furthermore, we don't need anybody like Rory telling us about our community. Let us deal with our community. We don't talk about what's going on in the Irish community and the Italian community. We don't need to tell them how to clean up. We have plenty of our dirty laundry aired out because you know what? We push not only culture, we make the world go round. You know how boring the world would be without people of color? More specifically, black people. Again, we don't need anybody like Rory to tell us about, hey, you guys are doing X, Y, and Z with your black women. There's a lot of propaganda that's been put out there. We understand there's many black people who do want to crash out, but we understand that the system, the machine that would be behind the opposition if we were to do that. We don't have the same type of resources as people who look like Rory. Okay. So at the end of the day, Rory...
Well, let me jump in for a second. I appreciate you calling in. I mean, listen, he wanted to put something on the table. He spends Skrilla. So listen, I'm a capitalist, so I am going to put the question out there. Okay, so with regards to what he said, you're now providing sources. Okay, is it the same level of crashing out though on a mass scale? And do you think that there should be more, if you will, crashing out from black men? Should there be more?
No, I do not. To answer your first question, no, I don't think it's at the same level. To answer your second question, should it be more crashing out? Yes, it should be more crashing out, but on an economic level. Why do I say this? Because black people we have the highest spending power within the country. I believe it hits trillions of dollars, if not globally. And if we were to really understand that and say, you know what, we're not going to buy from the Asian man, from the Arab, from other Caucasians. If we were just to spend the dollar within the community, we would go a lot further than we have been. So yeah, I believe there should be a crashing out furthermore economically, not in any physical way, because we could fight more. So there's a lot more worse things than death. We don't have to necessarily fight with our hands and feet anymore. We could do that with our minds, and we could really make a lot of change if we were to just have a...
Stay with me. Can I jump in? And listen, I just want to give you a little pushback, not saying I have the answers.
Okay.
History has shown us, I heard you say in the beginning of your call here, peace, and so I would assume you have knowledge of self?
Indeed, God.
Okay. Is it fair to say, with your understanding and my understanding of the grafted man, that the one thing that he truly understands in the country here that we live in, the great wilderness of North America, there's there's one thing that he understands, and that is violence.
Can we agree? Yes, we can agree. We can agree on
violence,
that. But
hang on. So ultimately, you're going to have to bring it, regardless of what economic status you reach, because you're always going to have Judas. You're always going to have people who look like you and me who are determined to infiltrate and take down what you have achieved. So is it fair to say that ultimately you're going to have to get it in? You're going to have to crash out with Whitey at some point if you want what you truly aspire to have in this country. I'm just asking.
I do agree to that. And to your point about as far as having Judas, if you want to look at programs like COINTELPRO, look at people like Fred Hampton. He had somebody who infiltrated his infiltrated his organization. Yeah. And I do agree that we are going to have to get it on with Whitey one day. But before we do that, we have to be strategic about it. We have to be strategic. We have to have some kind of centered coalition, a formed unity. We have to be on a united front. We can't talk about ADOS versus FBA versus Caribbean Black versus Africa. We have to be united in the wilderness of North America. We have to be united. Yeah. We have to be strategic first.
Yeah, I'm letting you speak, but I just again, my understanding of human nature and where we are right now, because racism will always be alive here. It's never going to die in America, but ultimately, indeed, you're going to have to crash out. Whitey is not just going to give it to you in this country. You're going to have to take it, right?
I agree.
Okay. I appreciate the call.
Well, listen, Star, I appreciate it, man. This is Daniel Chiba reporting live from South Orange. Peace.
Thank you, sir. Peace. Yes, sir.
All right, man. Peace.
Are you there? 404.
Yep. Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Sir.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead.
Hey, how you doing? How's everything, Star?
Good.
Yeah, I'm just calling in. I'm talking on a topic about the auto mechanics and the decline of mechanics.
Yeah.
And I agree 100% with Rory. Rory's correct because there's a decline in the field because it's not a livable wage anymore.
Wow.
I've been in the field for 20 years. I own a repair facility now in North Georgia area. But I still work, locally in repair shops and stuff like that too. But even in the dealerships, these guys are not making the money anymore. You have to buy your own tools. Equipment costs a lot of money. Even me, myself, with a repair facility, I spend thousands of dollars a month just to, retraining and, being able to diagnose vehicles. I heard you talking about the Mercedes you had that's been sitting in the garage for a while. You take it to the dealership. You take that part to the dealership, Star, and they're gonna hit you with a bill for it's ridiculous. Yeah, but
can I jump in? Stay with me. And there's nothing wrong with the car. There's nothing wrong with the transmission. They were talking about the seals, the motor mounts. Alignment, new tires. I'm like, what are you talking about? This is a mint condition S500, a goddamn coupe. Not even 40,000 miles. It's been sitting up in Rome, New York. 11,000. So I took it someplace else. Just to be fair, they charged me $4,000. $4,000.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, the dealership, they tell you these things because, the way to look at it is that if they know the vehicle's been sitting for a while, they're going to say, the boots or the rubber mounts, so that stuff are damaged and things like that. And they'll get you for that. And that'll be a hefty ticket, So, but as far as what goes on in the shop, in the dealership, technicians in the shop, they work on a flat rate. So if a technician's not touching the vehicle, they're not making money.
Okay.
So you can literally go to work all day. You can work 10 hours. And if you don't touch a vehicle, you go home with no money. Wow. So that's really where it turns into a lot of politics in the dealership. That's why a lot of guys are walking away because you're buying your tools, you're spending your money on the training, and you're just not getting a return back. I have over $250,000 worth in tools and equipment, but I make all my money back doing repairs on my own, not doing it, in a dealership or working for someone else. You make money doing it by yourself, but if you're going to work in someone's facility, it's a lot harder. You got to be highly skilled and know what you're doing, know how to diagnose vehicles properly, and that's the way.
Can I jump in? Stay with me. Can I ask how old are you?
I'm 39.
Yeah, listen, I'm an older man, so I don't claim to have the knowledge. And Rory brought up some very, very good points. And I don't know what is required in terms of making a living being a mechanic today. So if he's right, he's right.
Yeah.
And you say he's right, that's fine. But I guess I was just astonished that, black men like my father, your grandfather, they knew how to work on cars. They didn't think about calling roadside assistance. They could drop a motor. They could do all sorts of things, and they taught their sons. Their sons worked with their grandfathers. It was more of a thing of a family tradition, if you will. Yes, no.
Yes, that's true, but it's a different day and time now, Star.
Different
you
day
have
and time.
electrical vehicles coming
Different
out.
day and time.
That transition from carburetors over to the fuel injection system, a lot of people walked away because they didn't want to deal with the computers.
Right.
Now the electronicals are going over vehicles now. Yeah. When it gets to electronics, people run away, and there's a lot of intensive training. It's almost like being a doctor now. One technician cannot know how to do everything in a vehicle. When you go to a doctor, you have an eye doctor.
Right.
You have a foot doctor.
Right.
You have different categories. They put so much pressure on technicians to be able to know everything in every aspect of that vehicle, and it's just you cannot know everything. There's just too much information with CAN bus systems, and and all the diagnostics that goes into find out what's going on with these vehicles. It takes a lot. So it's really better if anyone who does want to come to the industry, I suggest them to specialize in one vehicle, specialize in one part. Say go into auto body. Like me, I just went into diesel. Do something like that. But people do not want to take that chance and put that much money into a career and not seeing the return.
So is it fair to say that black people, if you will, are going to have to go to other people to fix their vehicles who don't look like them?
Exactly. Yes, it's going to boil down to that, and you're going to have to. It's even going to get down to the point where independent shops are going to start, shutting down because it's getting to the point where you're going to have to take your car to the dealership and get repairs done because even the software that these manufacturers are making, independent shops cannot afford the software. I was listening to a report the other day that this guy said he's spending upwards of almost $20,000 a month just to keep up with the software so he can work on other people's vehicles.
Crazy.
And he said he's not seeing a return. Yeah, it's scary. So, independent shops are soon going to, phase out, but you're going to have to just find a niche like the tires or, something like that to really stay afloat in this industry. It's getting really tough.
Hey, man, thank you for the education, and I appreciate your support.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Never mind that old shit I was talking. Area code 718. Are you there? Late night. In 5, 4, 3.
What's up? What's the deal, man? How are you?
Yes, sir. How are you? Can you pick up the pace a little bit? We're having a good discussion, sir.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm, I've been here waiting. You guys changed the subject a few times on me.
Yep.
You want to talk about?
Hispanic men and why they stab their baby mamas at such an alarming rate. That's the topic.
Well, what are you gonna do about it?
Are you Hispanic, sir?
I know.
Hispanic?
Yeah, I am. I know. On a Tuesday night,
I was marginalizing you, sir. No. I was joking. That's not the topic.
oh, I'm sorry. It's a Tuesday night. What are you gonna do?
You're fine. Eminem introduced Barack Obama at a rally in Detroit for Kamala Harris. Are you up to speed? If not, we have a showrunner question.
Yeah, he's a puppet. Ain't nobody cares. Nobody looking for Eminem. That don't even matter.
Come on.
That don't even matter. You know what I mean? They're thirsty already, man. Even though I still don't think that they're going to give it to Trump. You know what I mean? Too much in between.
They might rob him.
Yeah, no, they are. It's not going to happen.
That is a reality. That's. I voted.
Yeah, it's a reality. You gotta be logical.
Yeah. Come on.
All right. What else do you want to talk about? Let's talk about the next one.
Well, no. Eminem. At the rally, you say nope, nobody cares, and then you said that they may rob him. Let's talk about that for a second. If
they already did him one time, think about it.
They did him dirty. If Kamala Harris makes it to the White House as commander-in-chief,
it's over.
Well, I don't know if it's over. I'm not leaving the country. Do you yourself vote? Do you vote?
No, I don't vote, but it's over for the American logical Republican men. It's going to be over for us. I mean, not necessarily the Republican man, but the logical thinking man. It's over. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't vote. I can't tell you I'm a Republican. Yeah, most of my thoughts go on the Republican side, but I'm not a Republican nor a Democrat, but I do lean more into the Republican logical mind side. You know, they do have their own things that I cannot agree. I'm a man on my own. I got gravity under my feet. You know, I love the phrase that you say. You know, I support that phrase. A man of certain age knows a man how to act. You know what I mean? On that strength, I just.
You know what concerns me? Do you know what concerns me about the Democrats and people of that particular, I'll just say, ilk? It seems like they are determined to strip black masculinity. You know, it seems like
just masculinity,
black masculinity. It's almost like, you know, being a confident, you know, heterosexual man will be toxic, you know, and
it's very sad to see that happening, man. And it's happening 100 miles and running. And you know who's the number one supporter on that?
Come on.
Black women.
Come on.
Black women, my man. And then, you know, that leads to the next subject in hand. You talk about all these people, white men not jumping out the window for the black women, right? That's what you're talking about. This bubblegum kid, what's his name?
Rory.
Yes, that gentleman. Excuse me, respectfully. You know what I mean? I think, you know, I agree with a lot of things he said before, but today he does a simp talk. You know what I mean? And that other man jumping out the window talking about we got to get word, we got to get in code, and all this. You talking tribalism, you talking biased behavior. Where does that lead? You know what I mean? Just because, my man, listen, my brother, my own brother, blood brother, does some bubblegum shit, I'm going to smack the shit out of him. I can't relate to him.
I need you to watch the profanity. You're doing good. You just watch Sir, just watch the profanity. You're doing good, please.
Yes.
The profanity. That's all. Go ahead.
Yes, I had no intentions of disrespecting. I apologize.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying I'm not going to, you know, relate myself just because we're sharing the same skin. I know about setbacks and lonely times in order for me to not to identify on my own. You understand me? I'm a man on my own. I think that behavior has taken a whole nother level of download and degrading behavior that has taken over a race that has been described under a behavior confused into racism. You understand me? That's really hurting a whole culture, a behavior that is just not accepted under wherever you go in the world. You just got to pay attention to that. You know, sometimes it's not a race that a lot of people say you racist, son. Oh, you mad racist, son. How you racist, son? Your daughter's half black. No, you call it racist because I don't agree with your behavior.
I am racist.
Behavior, you got to pay attention.
I am. I'm extremely racist.
Know what I mean? I think that's a very strong subject that people don't.
I'm not racist enough. I'm not racist enough.
Well, you know what you know my point, Star. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm trying to get to. You know what I mean? And I think that a lot of people hide behind that word. No, you racist. No, son, just because I don't like your behavior. You want to call it racist. I just don't like it. I'm not going to agree with your behavior. I'm not going to agree you acting like a crybaby or you having all this female behavior because you just want to act like a female. I'm not going to relate to that. Again, that got to stop in the black culture.
Now, hang on a second, sir. You called his name. He's calling back. Do you want to talk to Rory? He said, let me get it. He said, let me get at that guy.
He got in his feelings, yo. I'm not gonna go back and forth. Put him on. Okay. Let him talk.
Okay, hold on a second. Sit tight, and I have to refund somebody's money. Oh, we have another female. She's broke. I'm not gonna say her name. Yeah, let's get your bum ass out of here, baby. Hold on a second. Rory, you're on the line. This man did call your name. Rory, are you there?
Yo.
Yes, sir.
Yo, Papo. Yo, papi. ¿Cómo está? ¿Por qué tú hablas mucho basura para yo? I can have my own conversation. I can have my own opinion. You want to come on here and say a bubblegum kid? Nobody worried about you. You know, you a bubblicious motherfucker.
Damn.
What?
Watch the F-bomb, Rory. Rory, watch the F-bomb. Watch the F-bomb. Come on. Slow down.
You one of these senoritas come on here calling my name out? Why don't you just give what you got to say? Why you got to talk about me?
He's done?
He's right there, sir. He's right there.
Are you done?
You have the floor, sir. You have the floor. Go ahead.
No, I have nothing to say to this bubblegum cat. I'm okay, whatever he says. I don't care.
Oh, okay. Well, he called back.
I have nothing to say. That guy's a clown. Yeah, okay. That's your opinion, kid.
Like, let me mention somebody's name because I don't have an original thought in my head. You know, have an original thought in your head, Papa.
Hey, listen, you have an opinion. That's great. Hey, great conversation. Hey, great. Congratulations.
Okay.
Right. You got nothing to say.
Great. Congratulations.
You can't talk to people.
Yeah, shut up.
Right. Orderly. You can get deported, you and your mom. Your mom and your dad will get deported.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
I swear to God. Yeah, right. Dominican. Right. The worst of the worst. They got the parade shut down on Fifth Avenue because they were selling pussy and cutting people in the face. So what have contributed nothing to this country. Watch when the white man gets back in here. Watch. Watch. Or you got fake IDs from Puerto Rico to get in this country. We're going to send you back to that racist ass country. You can battle the Haitians. You and the Haitians go back and forth with each other. We don't need your problems over here. You haven't contributed anything. How long you with the jail, bro?
None.
How long you with the jail? You came here for a better life? You came here for a better life? How long you with the jail in New York State? Go ahead, tell the people. Tell the people.
I'm rich, you bum.
Tell
I don't gotta
people.
go to jail.
You came to this country for a better life. Hey, how long you with the
I came to this country. I was born in this country, you bum.
Right.
Shut up, you bum.
They all say that.
You look like you've been on drugs all your life.
Yeah,
what are
they
you
all
talking
say
about,
that.
man? You have an infatuation with men. That's what it is, man. And then you want to be a simp to this black women talking all this crazy shit.
Sucker, man.
Listen, step back and listen to a man talk, yo.
About your people,
Hey, listen, I never disrespected you.
About your people. Tell them. Tell them how proud you are about
guys. I got to get back to this show.
The culture.
Right, Rory,
tell them how proud you are.
Rory, I let
your
you
women
speak.
are prostitutes.
Okay. Rory's off the line, sir. You had the last word, so I appreciate your call. Go ahead, your last word.
Who, me?
Yeah, you have the last word. Rory's not on the line anymore. Go ahead. You call.
Oh no, I wanted to give my opinion on my thought on that, on the reason why men don't do what was his name? Rory thinks that they're not jumping out the window for.
Gotcha.
I could tell you why. May I tell you why?
Yeah.
Rory, can you listen for 2 seconds?
Can you hurry up?
I'm gonna tell you like this, my man. Black women, and I'm gonna tell you this from a father's perspective. I have a child with a black woman.
Okay.
You understand me? And what black women has done to men, period, not just necessarily black men, it's incredible. You understand me? I think black men or men, period, has gotten tired of their behavior. I think what you guys has done, take the men out of the house, take our kids, never ever see us, put us in jail. I think it's done enough. I think people are tired of it. Men are tired of it. I think that's the reason why you see black men with women from other races having successful families. You see that more than black women with men from other races having successful families, because black women they need to rectify their behavior. If not, they're going to be dismissed from society.
Can I jump in, sir? And I just want to be clear. I want to be clear. I appreciate your call here. Is it fair to say that you, a Hispanic man, you have a beautiful daughter with a black woman? You're saying the black woman is not worth crashing out for?
Not anymore. Because of their behavior. Look what they did. For a couple of dollars, made them kick the men out the house. Right. A few more dollars, you could say anything in court and put the men in jail for what?
I think we got it, sir. I think we got it.
Crazy.
We got it. Thank you. We got it.
Bet. Hey, Star, you're the kid, man. Hold your head. You hurt?
Salute. Okay. All right. 718. Did we speak already? Area code 718. I don't want to talk to people twice.
Yeah. Me again, Star.
Hey, who's me?
Wood grain.
Hey, what do we call you? Your name is not Wood Grain Griffin. What do we call you, girl? Come on, you've been calling for a while. Co-op City? Co-op City?
Cat.
Cat, C-A-T?
Yeah.
Hey, Cat. Okay, I'm gonna let you call back in. Did you send it a donation, Cat? Because that's twice in one night. What are we doing?
All right. What's the thing? I'm gonna send it right now while we on the phone.
It's on the screen, baby. Star Report or Snitch Network. It's up to you. But what's going on with you? What you want to get something else off your chest? Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, but you're probably gonna get mad with me. I'm just trying to figure out why. I'm trying to figure out why.
Kat,
Sunday is saying.
Kat, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Come on.
Why Sunday is saying that she harmed, like that she whatever, took advantage of white men and don't want to have sex with them, but she wants to have sex with white women, and then she shading Rory for it. But that's all I'll call back around.
Well, no, stay with me. Now, I'm not going to get mad at you. You do support the machine from time to time. Are you sending in a donation now? I'll discuss this for you if you're putting Skrill on the table.
Okay.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me see something here.
Okay. Now, are you driving or did you pull over?
I pulled over.
Okay. Everybody give Kat a minute. She's in the brand new G-Wagon. You're not wood grain gripping a G-Wagon. They don't have wood grain in a G-Wagon, right?
Nah, I don't have the wood grain, but I'm working on it.
Okay. So
I have it soon.
All right. Is it fair?
Wait.
So Sunday got up under your skin, talking about she allegedly or supposedly, well, she said she used to rob older white men. That bothered you. And then she's going at Rory. And then what else? Something else she said because she's.
It didn't bother me, but it was strange because it was like, oh, she's like, I solicited older white men and took advantage of them and robbed them, but didn't have sex with them, but yet she's in love with white vagina.
Okay. Now,
so I find that strange.
With all due respect, Kat, are you a switch hitter? Or are you a seafood platter?
Absolutely not.
Seafood platter eater?
I was going to say I'm home. I'm heterosexual female, 52 years old.
Okay.
Black, light skin, pretty still, but not as pretty as I was when I was younger. But I'm still holding on.
You got it going on. I saw your picture. Okay, so Sunday said what she said. She goes 10 toes down. Do you want to speak to her, or you just have an issue with what she said and you want to get it off your chest?
I can speak to her. I mean, I'm not scared of nobody.
Right.
I'm saying, I'm not saying that you. I'm not here. I'm respectable. I'm just saying that I just, Rory admitted that he had a situation with a transsexual, which was hilarious several years ago.
Right.
And where is what happened to your friend from years ago? She was, at first I didn't like her, but the nice girl from New Jersey, I forget her name.
If we can keep it current right now.
Okay,
let's keep it current. Okay, so what Sunday said bothered you. Long story short, Sunday said bothered you. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct.
Let me look in the live chat and say, guys, is Sunday still available or no? We got Kat on the line. She didn't like where Sun. Let me see if Sunday's there. And let me make sure I'm promoting today's religious talk. David D. Cordova. Okay. David, are you out there? If not, don't worry about it. I'm going to put your information on the screen. David's posting some really good content, guys. Okay. I don't see Sunday in the queue. Okay. But what she said, I guess, triggered something in you, and you want to just call back and say that, yes?
Yeah, no, I was just like, it's strange, like, oh, she's like, well, I never had sex with a white man, but yet you have multiple times said you want white nasty vagina. Is strange to me. I'm not just nasty, but I'm just saying, ooh, sounds crazy to me. I don't know, it sounds weird. Okay. Like, I don't know. And then
I got you.
Huh?
No, you're fine. You're fine. Okay, well, listen, I appreciate you calling back.
And then
Rory, wait a minute. Wait. There she is. There's Sunday.
Here she is. Okay. Hi.
Sunday, there's Kat. She's got your name in her mouth. Sunday, you there?
Yeah. I don't know what she's mad about. What is my preference in women or my taste? What does that have to do with you? What is that? Why would you be mad about my preference in women?
I'm not mad. Oh, okay. Is it my turn?
Are you straight or are you gay?
Am I able to speak? Is it my turn now? I'm straight. Sunday, I'm not
So
mad.
then if you're straight, then why you don't have an opinion? Like your opinion about what gay people or bisexual people like is none of your business. Like why do you have an opinion about what my taste is? I think interracial relationships are great. So if I like white vagina, why is that your business? It's not.
I'm just saying it's kinky. It's like, okay, you're saying
it's not kinky.
You're shading Rory for having an incident with a transsexual, but yet you like female vagina that bleeds all every 28 days, but you saying you took advantage of white men and you don't want their penis.
No, so
guys, can I hang on a second? Can I jump in for a second? Jump in, Kat. You know, this is a very open and honest platform here. It's the objective perspective, and I want to ask you respectfully: might you be curious with regards to, Sunday? Just a little curious.
No, not at all.
She's not my type. She's not my type. That's an old woman on the line.
Hang on, Sunday. Hang on, Sunday.
Yeah,
I don't like old women.
No, that's good. I'm glad you don't like a woman because I don't want you to like me, honey.
You sound like you're in your 50s. Not my type.
Yes, I absolutely am in my 50s, and I'm proud. And one day you will be in your 50s. One day you'll be in your 50s if God blesses you. But I'm not concerned with whether you're attracted to me or not. I'm just addressing the fact.
Let me respond to your question.
I don't
you're
care
going to repeat
about
yourself now, and I didn't respond. Let me respond to your question before you repeat yourself.
Kat, let Sunday respond.
First of all,
let Sunday respond. Okay.
So first of all, you're talking about my issue with Rory. My issue is that he's in the closet. DL as in down low would suggest that he's in the closet. I have an issue with anyone in the closet. And I stand on that. If he was if he was out and saying, yes, I'm bisexual or I'm gay, then I would have respect for that. I do not respect people that hide in the closet. And so when I say that, yes, I've been with women, I've dated women, I like women, that is me standing on business. Yeah, I'm part of the LGBT and I don't have anything to be ashamed about. And you trying to talk about women, white women, as if they're not attractive, that's your opinion. Nobody cares what you think about what women look good and what don't. You're not a part of the community, so your opinion is totally irrelevant.
Okay.
If I'm attracted to white girls, that's my business.
Can we let Kat
and
respond?
My issue with Rory...
Sunday, can we let Kat respond? Kat, you have the floor.
It's fine if you don't value my opinion, because you're correct. I'm not part of the LGBTQ community. So whatever you guys are on, that's what y'all are on. But I have a right to say what I want to say. That's the problem with you LGBTQ people. You don't want straight people, heterosexual people to have a view on anything, because we're like have no value anymore because everything you do is correct. But listen, I'm stating that I think it's odd that you would prefer to either hump a white vagina or lick a white vagina than to take a white penis. That's all I'm saying. And you could say what you want to say, and I'm going to say what I want to say. Go back and forth.
Okay.
I didn't say anything about white penis. See, you're hearing what you want to hear. You're getting some early... I feel like you've got some...
White man. You said you robbed white men. You drugged and robbed white men when you was a stripper.
I didn't drug. You're making stuff up. Listen, so I'm trying to be respectful, but you're making stuff up. I never drugged anybody. You're just making stuff up. Clear. Well, listen, you don't know how to listen. You've got some early onset dementia. Let's keep it real, because you're hearing things that did not get said.
So what did you
I never drugged anybody, and I never said anything about white penis. What I said was, if Rory's down low, I don't respect that. I respect men that are open and out of the closet, just like I am. And so when it comes to me robbing white men when I was in my 20s, that was finesse. That was game. No drugs, force was involved.
Finesse.
So nothing about that because you've always had to go 50-50. You've always had to pay for the dates that you went on. You don't know anything about being a pretty girl. So I can't explain the lifestyle to you. You don't know what it's like. You can't relate. Pretty sure you're probably less than a 4.
I'm pretty sure I'm probably very prettier than you are still in 50.
I doubt that.
That's the funny part.
I doubt that.
I'm sure of it. I'm sure
Let the audience decide that. Put your picture up. Put your picture up. I doubt that. When you're a pretty good looking woman and you're young, you can date old white men who have businesses, who have massive wealth that a lot of people don't have, and you can finesse them out of their pockets. Am I ashamed of that? No. Is Rory ashamed of being a racist? Is Rory ashamed of being a racist? Are white people ashamed of oppressing blacks? No, they're not. So I take no shame in robbing them, taking back the money they stole in the first place.
Okay.
Get a life. You're really on the wrong side of the argument. You're a loser. You're a loser. You're a loser.
I think you guys may want to just exchange pictures and we call it even. I mean,
I don't need to exchange pictures. Your audience knows what I look like. She's the fraud sitting here acting like she's a dime piece.
She doesn't need to exchange pictures, and she doesn't need to sing.
No.
She doesn't need to do anything because she hid.
Everybody can see what I look like. I've got accounts.
Are you ready to sing now? No, Sunday.
You're
no,
a half
not,
century-old
Don't play
whore.
with me. Don't play with me Sunday because I'm not the one that you want to
on your
do
best
this
day.
Because I will ruin you, honey.
Listen, your summer's eve is not working. We can smell you through the phone. Find a better hobby. Find a better hobby.
All right. Ladies, thank you.
Don't be mad at me because you can't pull off what I pulled off.
Okay.
That's your problem. That's the personal issue you have.
Go lick some white. Go lick some white pussy. Have a good night.
Okay.
Get out of here.
Sunday's off the line, Kat. Sunday's off the line. I thank you for calling in. Both of you have a wonderful night. Okay. Thank you, Kat.
Okay. Have a good night.
Okay. All right.